Alright. Stage 10. Unraveling the mystery. Spell the fog, unravel the mystery, and they'll claim that this is the truth.
Let me sort things out. Miss Loggerhead, you said you could record and save your memories using a special type of film developed by Laplace. Which means that even if you don't recall taking anything from the Arcanum Containment Department, your film should show whether you did or not. But the fact is, the films are gone. Isn't that right?
Yeah, I usually carry my most important memories with me and leave the others in my room. The Foundation staff checked the visitor log after the stuff was stolen. Turns out, I was the only one who visited the office that day. So they sent people to my room and checked all my film, but they didn't find anything. Then they said they already had other evidence, so...
Loggerhead's voice trails off, and someone else completes her words.
So they just declared Loggerhead guilty.
When did
But
she
that
come
doesn't make
in?
any sense to me. Something must be wrong.
The Foundation employee who claimed to be hunting Loggerhead receives a call from Liang just 10 minutes ago. But the moment she steps into the clue-filled hotel room and lays eyes on Loggerhead, she blurted out, "You're still here?" And just like that, the final piece of Loggerhead's testimony was confirmed. The two girls sitting on the bed lowers their heads in silence, understanding.
So, when you found Miss Latham, you bought her a train ticket instead of putting her under arrest.
I know I've gone against orders, but I'm sure Loggerhead didn't do this. She's my friend. I can't just arrest her and have the Foundation lock her up. I'm sorry for keeping all of this from you, but you're a vigil. I had to be careful. So, if it's not crossing a line, Miss Liang, Miss Potier, can I ask you to keep this between us? You can report it after we find out who's really done this.
Could you, please?
Scott's eyes gleam repeatedly, and Loggerhead's lens gleams as he stares at the officer in expectation. The pitiful expression on both their faces would tug at anyone's heartstring. Lance almost feels as though she's tormenting some kind of harmless creature, but this unofficial interrogation isn't over yet.
We'll talk about that once we figure out what the hell's going on. Back to the case. You said she gave you a train ticket. What are you still doing here?
Loggerhead lets out an awkward laugh. Did she forget?
Actually, while I was on my way to the train station, a car on the other side of the street lost control and hit my cab. Thankfully, it crashed into the passenger seat where I was sitting. My metal's much stronger than human flesh.
Lian searches memory for a moment.
That's right. There was a car accident yesterday morning. The driver suffered some kind of unknown mental abnormality while he was on the road. Maybe he's fallen victim too. What happened next?
I was sent to the hospital, and you showed up. I thought you were gonna arrest me, so I ran as fast as I could. I threw away my cell phone and contact device as soon as I left the Foundation. Scott said they could use them to track me down. I couldn't get a hold of anyone and didn't know what to do. And even though I don't know for sure, I really don't think I'm guilty. It's super weird to be on the run when you feel like you're innocent. So, I went back to Chinatown to ask Director Noir for help. She was the only one I could contact directly.
A crucial name.
Noah. Could you tell me how you got to know her?
Of course. Let me see. Walk of Fame, Walk of Fame? Okay, now I just need to turn left. Wait, which way is left again? It changes every time I turn, right? Gosh, how the heck do people read maps?
Are you alright? It seems you could use some help.
Noir stopped to help me. She was really interested in my head, so we had a little chat, and I found out she was a director. She offered to take me to the Walk of Fame. We talked a lot about movies on our way there. Then I told her I was traveling alone, so she invited me to join her movie shoot in Chinatown. How could I say no? I mean, she's a famous director. There's no way I'd miss a chance like that.
Interesting. That was the same day that odd things started happening in Chinatown.
The head that was bobbling suddenly comes to a hesitant stop.
Well, I'm not sure about that.
Did anything strange happen that day?
Loggerhead lens flicker. It seems something has surfaced in her mind.
Let me see. I did find a strange film reel when I was unpacking that night.
A strange film reel.
Wait, could that be...
All three of the others immediately perk up at the mention of those words. But perhaps due to the limited field of vision of a camera lens, Loggerhead remained oblivious to their gaze. Instead, she puts her backpack towards her, murmuring to herself as she leisurely rummaged through it.
Yeah, a strange film reel. I've gotten into the habit of labeling my films like check every day or check from time to time, so that I know what to watch to keep important things in my mind. I was gonna do a review that night, but when I looked through my film, there was a roll without a label on it. It couldn't have been mine because it was made of a different material. I was so curious about it, you know? So I played it.
What did you see?
It was a movie, I guess, but it was pretty short. More like a demo or a trailer or something. But it was so weird. Like a jumble of pictures and sounds. It didn't make any sense to me. I don't know, maybe it was a prank or something?
What's wrong?
The film, it's gone.
Who took it?
What?
Loggerhead shrinks nervously once again.
I can't find it. It was right here in my bag.
Give it to me.
In one swift motion, Portier snatches Loggerhead's backpack and upends its content onto the bed.
First time I've seen a bag messier than my sister's. Do you ever organize your stuff?
Like a whirlwind, Portier tears through Loggerhead's things, ignoring her shrieks of "I just forgot to throw that away" and "I still need that" as she ransacks not only the backpack but the entire room. Finally, she has no choice but to accept a rather disheartening conclusion.
Nope, nothing. You didn't take it out and lose it somewhere, did you? Mistake it for a tip for your pizza guy or something.
I forget things, but I'm not an idiot. I didn't lose it. Check my film if you want to prove it. It just disappeared into thin air.
But your film only records what you saw. Someone might have taken it when you weren't looking. Does anyone else know about this film reel? Did you have any visitors or notice anything suspicious after you played it?
Suspicious? I don't think so. At least I didn't see anything. The only person who visited me afterwards was Scott. She came to tell me I was wanted by the Foundation. Oh, but actually I wasn't alone when I played it. Noir was with me. She said she was interested in my memories, so she came and...
The other stares at Loggerhead as she's grown a second head. She nervously swallowed the rest of her sentence.
What's wrong?
So, it was Noir who took the film?
What are you? Ugh.
A solid punch sent the man flying. At least that's what was supposed to happen.
Sorry, Director. I'll try again.
Don't bother. Clearly, your martial arts skills are severely lacking. I don't want you to hit your head when you fall to the ground. Go. Take a break.
The disleveled actor still wants to argue his case, but everyone knows that once the director makes the decision, she won't change her mind easily. In the end, she simply sighs and steps aside.
That was the last one, Director. There are far fewer stunt performers with martial arts experience here than in Hong Kong. Master Lau and his men will arrive in a few days. Perhaps we could shoot the scene then?
Nicholas is on a tight schedule. I doubt he'll change it. Let me see what I can do.
A single sentence is far from enough to capture the many difficulties the famous Hong Kong director has faced since working overseas. Leaning back in her wheelchair, she anxiously scans the set, searching for the missing piece of the puzzle.
Hmm? Her again?
Then follows Nora's gaze.
Oh, that young officer?
What do you want? Listen, I don't know what you are trying to do, but can't you just leave us alone? Sorry, ma'am. This is a closed set. If you don't have a warrant, please leave.
Guys, relax. Liang isn't as mean as she seems.
Clearly, the arrival of a certain visual cadet is unwelcome, so much so that even the loggerhead is being eyed with suspicion. But Lian ignores them. She locks onto the target the moment she scans the set, and is ready striding straight towards her. She stops a few paces in front of the person in question.
I must say, I didn't expect to see you so soon, officer. Is there something else you wanted to ask me? I think I made myself perfectly clear this morning. I know nothing about your case.
No, madam. I'm here to help.
Help with what?
Miss Latham mentioned that you are looking for a qualified stunt performer for your movie. I'd like to help with that, if you don't mind, as an apology.
Nora blinks.
You surprised me again.
To be continued. Alright, so let's just wait a second. I'm gonna close the window. Alright. Double check. Okay, I meant. I always been something out of a movie buff. Great, we hit a dead end. Just what exactly did we miss? Maybe we should go over the items in Loggerhead's bag again. Loggerhead? Seriously? She packed all those film reels, but somehow missed an important one. Look at this. She was planning to open a video store? So many movie reels. Hey Leanne, these ones are in Chinese, right? Yes sir, that's the Chrono Fighters. Here's Miss Vampire and Troubled Lunatics. Classic Hong Kong films, but it's unclear if these were Loggerhead's collection or gift from director Nora. Good grief, do we need to watch all of these? We don't have that time for that. Wait, we don't have that kind of time. No, I don't think so. These are just regular film reels, and their stories aren't related to our investigation. Ha! I almost forgot you used to sneak around and watch movies behind your parents' back. Your knowledge is broader than I thought. So, other than C07, which one was your favorite? Wait, which one here is your favorite? Our time is running out. Dull as ever. I knew it. But if we wrap this up quick, we should watch Miss Vampire. It's a hallmark of Hong Kong Arcanum films. Oh, I'll remember that. We got through this bag, but the missing reel isn't here. Perhaps it's time for us to try something else. Yeah, let's hear what our big shot director has to say. Hey, was it Caliphy? Hey, Caliphy. Don't speak, don't blink, don't fidget, and definitely don't sneeze.
You mean to say that you're a stunt woman? Seriously?
Laura chuckles and shakes her head before turning her wheelchair in disinterest.
Thank you, officer. Well, judging by your uniform, you're from the Vigils Bureau, aren't you? I appreciate the gesture. It's true that we may be able to attract more viewers if we have a Vigil on the cast list. But filmmaking isn't as easy as you think. Maybe I can fit you in next time.
Rejection, but refusal is not an option in this operation.
I'm familiar with movies, especially yours. I'm actually a big fan. And I saw the performance just now. Not to be rude or anything, but I think I can handle the stunt. For the betterment of the movie. That's what Miss Latham said you were after. Is that right?
Her words stir up a storm.
What? Does she even know what she's talking about? That's some pretty big talk.
Even Nora can't help but let out an amused chuckle at Leanne's words. Even so, her wheelchair comes to a stop.
That's true. But are you certain that you'll make my movie better?
Yes.
To be honest, no. Leanne knows the filmmaking is far more complex than it appears. Her answer is far from the truth. But if she's going to uncover the truth, she has to act the part.
Interesting. Since you insist, let's give it a try. Show me what a Vigil can do.
This isn't a particular tricky trick, but unfortunately, Leanne's words weren't false. Nora will never turn down an opportunity to improve her film.
Just tell me when you need the job done.
Listen up. In the first scene, you're a martial artist apprentice in Chinatown, cornered in an alley by a group of thugs. You're an outsider here, trying to avoid trouble, so all you can do is curl up and take the beating. Are you ready, Vigil? Yes. Action! Eat this! Don't you know what hand over money means? You wanna suffer? Go break her legs. You got it, boss.
Perfectly understood.
Feels more warm. Very loaded.
Do have a little faith in me, Master.
Don't miss the Texas.
Oh, okay. So with this, we actually have to follow the director's orders.
Just tell me when you need the job done.
skip to the scene.
Perfectly understood.
Hair's still warm.
You wanna do anything or mess up?
Weak hide is fine.
Please, allow me. Do have a little faith in me, Master.
Okay. So I guess it's the only way to move stuff around. Oops. Let's move it so I can see anything else we can find. Cut. Good. Second scene. You had enough. You humiliated and wait. Good. Second scene. You had enough. You humiliated and furious, ready to fight back. Get it together. No more looking weak. Show me your anger. Now, you get up from the ground, not to prove yourself, but to tell them that whatever you lost, you're taking it back. Action! Boss, she's standing up again. What are you afraid of? She's just a crippled runt. Let's see what the channel still going on. I think so. Channel.
Hair's still warm.
Shall I, Master? I look forward to punishing you.
You can run, but you can't hide.
Sweet dreams.
Overkill? She's gonna kill someone! She's gonna kill someone! Don't bite off more than you can chew. Cut!
I found a tooth. Perhaps it's a gift for the tooth fairies.
I didn't think we were gonna lose the thing from not listening
Excellent.
for
Bravo.
directions.
Exactly as you claimed. No, even better. Really spectacular work. A perfect take.
I'm flattered, Director.
Nora's eyes glistened as she watched the playback of the shot. Meanwhile, after nearly 20 failed takes, Leanne Works returns to the dressing room, her costume drenched in sweat. When she emerged back into her visual uniform, a bottle of water is handed to her.
Here, it's not open.
Thank you.
Didn't expect you to pull it off. That was a dangerous stunt. Scared the crap out of me. All right. So you did a good job one time. But let me tell you, it takes a lot more than that to win recognition in this industry.
You've really got to hone in on the dramatic scenes if you want to move out of the stunt woman box. You're good looking, and you took that scene pretty seriously. You interested in doing that? If you are, then I'll suggest you be a little more humble. There's always room for improvement, you know?
You're right. I'm sorry. But I'm not even a stunt woman, let alone an actress. This is all just a bit of fun for me.
Is that so? Oh, what a shame.
The queen of the set rolls over in her chariot, stopping beside Leanne.
I appreciate your sincerity, but I'd be even more appreciative if you were willing to do a few more scenes.
If it's just for a short time, I'd like to help in any way I can.
Fantastic! Follow me. We can have dinner and look at the script together. I have a few changes I want to make to the story. Trust me, the audience will be more than happy to hear a line or two from you.
Lines? Okay.
Things seem to be taking an unexpected turn.
That's all. Well, have you memorized them?
Yes, every word. But... aren't there too many?
I'm glad to give her. The blank space in the script spreads out on the table are filled with Noir's flamboyant pen strokes.
She's got a point, Director. The investors might not approve, though. They already told us not to change the script like we did in Hong Kong.
Relax, we've done this before. They never read the script anyway. Besides, I'm not exactly asking for a monologue here. It's only 3 lines, just what's needed to make the character complete.
Just 3 lines. Link gives a helpless sigh. She knows all too well how pointless it is to try and change Noir's mind.
I'll keep practicing until filming starts.
I look forward to your performance.
By the way, I saw some deity dolls and sedan chairs on the set. The Dushu Festival is coming up, right? Is the crew joining the show parade?
Those are our props. Our final scene is set at the Shehua parade. I already spoke with the organizers in Chinatown. They've allowed us to shoot during it.
Really? The last CO7 movie ended with the Shehua parade too.
Nora's eyes lights up. She smiles.
Good memory. Looks like you meant it when you said you were a big fan.
The restaurant's owner serves their meal, pausing their script discussion for the time being. Nora and her assistants pick up their chopsticks, but Loggerhead remains still.
So, did you find anything? You said that your beastie friend could detect things tainted with evil, right? So, did it sense anything wrong with the director?
While Loggerhead speaks in a hushed tone, the complicity of her head makes talking in secret a near impossible task. Feeling Nora and Lynn's subtle glances, Leanne swarms to her seat.
No, but that doesn't mean...
Yes! I told you she'd never do that!
Hey! She can hear you, you know?
The situation is already beyond repair.
I'd never do what?
For a brief moment, Leanne fears a splitting headache. She shoots a mildly accusing glance at Loggerhead, causing her to visibly shrink.
Sorry, I don't like skirting around things. Can't we just ask her straight up?
Not really. If every criminal just confessed to their crimes, the vigils wouldn't exist.
No clumsy cover-up will fool the director now. There's nothing for it to be upfront. Perhaps this is the best anyway.
Actually, I didn't just come here to apologize. There's something I want to ask you about.
What is it?
A perfectly measured balance of curiosity and confusion, yet no real surprise. A renowned director having an attack of acting isn't exactly shocking. In fact, it's about surprising as an amateur failing misery to do the same thing.
It's about the strange things happening in Chinatown these days.
Wait, so all this was just to butter us up so you could investigate your case?
The assistant, who was all smiles moments ago, suddenly falls silent despite her careful preparation. The situation is difficult, Leanne.
Sorry, madam, but it's my job. As I said, strange things have been happening in Chinatown. Things that bear a striking resemblance to the film incident that you were involved in 8 years ago, Miss Noah. The case document stated that the origin of these events is a film reel titled Reunion of the Three Swallows, a movie created by your friend He Rijun. Miss Latham said you watched a film with her in her room a few days ago. Do you have any idea where that film reel is now?
That film reel.
Did you not know what it was?
I had no idea.
Nora's expression darkened. Clearly she realized why Leanne brought that up the film reel.
That film we watched together. Well, to put it mildly, it had nothing of interest. It didn't seem to have any semblance of a story, even. It couldn't have been one of Teresa's.
Leanne recalls that the archive maroon of the Three Swallows cited Teresa as the English name for its creator, Hiruji. Nora and Hiruji has been friends since the days studying abroad, and Senor has used the name even now. Rumors, investigation reports, and speculation figured through Leanne's mind, but seeing the sober look on the woman before her, she decides to set them aside for now.
Maybe the original content has been contaminated. According to the Foundation's records, the film reel has two abilities: play and record. The play ability allows it to conjure its contents into reality in a form similar to a movie image, which accounts for the hallucinations and phantoms the victims mentioned. The record ability captures the souls of those in the same effective range as play, and the victims lose a part of themselves, like their sanity or their memories. The case document doesn't mention anything about contamination, but my guess is that the souls recorded by the film have polluted the original content of the film.
Shame on them. Whoever's behind this.
Nora mutters a curse, and both she and Leanne falls to silence. Meanwhile, Lynn and Loggerhead looks utterly lost.
Wait. What are you talking about? Can you explain it to me simply, please?
Miss Noah didn't know that that film was a reunion of the Three Swallows, so naturally, she didn't take it. I think she's telling the truth.
Really? That's great news!
Nora responds. Loggerhead looks around and slowly lowers the arm she raised in premature celebration.
Oh, right. The film's still missing, so it's not great news. But at least Noir wasn't up to something when she made friends with me, right? That's definitely good news for me.
She turns to Noir.
That means we're still friends. And friends help each other. Liang said that the film reel could cause some problems for you. Let me help you find it. I'll catch that thief and take the film back to the ACD. Then you'll be safe, I'll clear my name, and the problems in Chinatown will be solved. That's 3 birds with 1 stone. Genius, right?
You know, Miss Latham, this is what I like about you. You always speak your mind.
Her eyes squint a little as she curves her mouth into an unexpected, gentle smile.
Our relationships are so complex, aren't they? That's what makes them so intriguing, captivating, really. A constant source of inspiration. But sometimes I feel that life is better kept simple. Wouldn't you agree, Miss Vigil?
Agreed.
There are certainly simpler ways to say, I'm suspicious of you, and I have no intention of cooperating.
May I ask you another question?
Please.
The rumors about CO7, which ones are true?
I don't think a few old stories will help you solve the case.
It's not only for the case, but for my own curiosity. I wasn't lying when I said I was familiar with your works. I really like them. And this question matters a lot to me as a fan.
I see.
Noir ponders for a moment.
In that case, I really don't think you should know the truth for your own good. I appreciate your love for my works, but it's not a good idea to dig too deep into what went on behind the scenes. Just enjoy the stories for what they are. Otherwise, the magic will be ruined.
She gives a slight shake of her head, but a flicker of contentment passes through her downcast eyes.
Well, I can tell you one thing that might interest you, though.
To be continued. So let me check something first. For achievement wise, we want to get to that's 19. Okay, so look like 19. So usually there's 3 or 6 more stories after that. So we'll see how it happens. Stage 12, Mousetrap. When the nose catches the scent of the cheese, that's when the tail gives it away. Night has deepened and the little restaurant on the corner outside of Chinatown is almost empty. The doorbell chimes and 2 people walk in.
Scott and Saul Officer, over here.
Again, it's Poitier. Have you seriously already forgotten my name? It's only been 3 hours.
At Loggerhead's call, the 2 newcomers takes a seat at her and Leanne's table.
What's your status?
Couldn't find anything useful. Sorry. I already asked the investigators who came with me to track down the other missing items. You know, to cover up for Loggerhead, but so far they haven't found anything. As for the person who stole the item, I haven't a clue.
Well, at least there haven't been any reports of arcane explosions or earthquakes. No news is good news, right?
What about you? Any leads?
Miss Noah didn't take the film, but she refused to tell us anything about its curse or the former owner, He Rijun.
She lets out a deliberate, dejected sigh, withholding the final message Nora gave her.
Looks like I'm the only one who has good news.
You do? What about?
Poitier tilts her head, gesturing past Scott and the darkened street outside the window.
The illegal trade of arcane items. You told me to keep an eye on it. I contacted my guy who tracks all that stuff. Told me about this trader called Pug Dog, a middleman in the black market. He was pulled over for speeding this morning, but he actually paid the ticket right away. Can you believe that? I wouldn't be surprised if he shot the police car and ran away there.
An outlaw suddenly behaving himself. He must be up to something important. Something big enough to make him avoid getting into trouble over a speeding ticket.
The officers thought the same, so they tracked him to this stolen car, right? Well, guess where it's headed? Here. Chinatown.
A man with deep, jagged scar across his brow stutters under the moonlight. At last, he stops, sipping in the darkened alleyway. He had no idea that 4 silent pursuers are lurking nearby. Hidden under a rookie veil, silent shadow arcane skill.
What's he doing?
Waiting for someone's my guess.
A middleman for the arcane black market. So he probably has the cursed film. And now he's planning to sell it to someone. We should get him now, before the film's sold off. Come on, this is our chance.
Then camps a hand over her mouth, just in time, muffling her outburst.
Shh! Someone's coming.
Anyone we know? Down a wheelchair? Not walking towards Pug, but riding something, perhaps a wheelchair.
Good evening, sir. I hope I didn't keep you too long.
You got the dough?
Of course.
Noelle pulls a rectangular object from her coat.
It's an envelope. Looks pretty thick.
Tia is right. Pug Dog takes the envelope and hands a handful of bills from it before nodding in satisfaction.
All here. Don't you worry, alright? You can trust me. Everyone in LA knows Pug Dog.
He stuffs the bulging envelope in his pocket before pulling an item from his jacket.
Here's your stuff.
The aims cut the arc through the darkness. Then he precisely ignores waiting hands.
Ha! I like customers like you. Generous and to the point. Alright, I'm out of here. Pleasure doing business with you. And hey, feel free to call me again.
He scans the area before turning back to Nora, lowering his voice.
Seeing as you're a good customer of mine, here's a bit of advice. Watch your back on the way out of here.
What do you mean?
But Nora doesn't get the chance to press further. The moment has come. Leanne strides from outside the shadow.
Sorry to interrupt, but neither one of you will be making your own way home. Miss Noah, Pug Dog. I'm afraid you'll be coming to the Arcane Affairs office with me.
Fucking cop!
Which of these darlings shall we attend to first?
Trail's still warm, guns loaded.
Please, allow me.
The trail was all too obvious. Don't mess with Texas.
Perfectly understood. It's newly made this year. Another jar? Please, mortals! I remember it's called lending a hand.
What's gonna happen?
Ow! Easy! Easy!
Shut up and stay down!
Pug Dog attempts to fight back has been utterly useless.
Miss Noah, could you show me what he gave you?
Go ahead.
She hands a dusty gray box to Leanne. Inside is an ordinary-looking film reel. Leanne feels the vessel containing or continuing growing warm against her skin.
Super 8mm. This must be it. Reunion of the Three Swallows. Hurricane's final work. The culprit behind the strange happenings in Chinatown.
Yet for now, it lies quietly in her grasp, docile and unthreatening.
Well, that was easier than expected. Half a day and we've already tracked it down. Now all we gotta do is stop it from doing its arcanum-y thing. But how? Smash it?
Before Leanne can respond, Nora voiced a polite opposition.
I don't think that's a good idea.
I have to admit, Miss Noah's right. Arcane items need to be handled with the utmost care. No one knows what will happen once it's broken. It could make things worse.
Fine. Let's take these two back to the office first. On your feet, tough guy. We gotta go.
Ugh. Damn it! How'd you find me? Some asshole sell me out?
Pug Dog is yanked up from the ground. He reluctantly follows Portier, grunting and cursing under his breath. But as he passes Leanne, he stops.
Wait. You!
He stares. Not at her precisely, but at the figure cowering behind her.
It was you! You fucking traitor! I should have known you were working with the cops!
Loggerhead tilts her head in confusion.
Huh? What are you talking about?
Wait, let me explain. This is just a misunderstanding.
Don't worry, Miss Scott. You're right. There has been a misunderstanding between you and him. Allow me to explain.
Scott heaves a sigh of relief, only for Leanne's next word to hit her like a thunderclap.
You never had the intention of betraying him, nor were you working with us. You simply gave him the item you wanted to sell. That's it.
So is she the culprit? "13. A project gone awry. Plan accounts for everything, except the unexpected, which never fails to arrive."
What? What do you mean?
Loggerhead turns to her friend, then to Pug Dog, then back to Leanne. He remains totally expressionless.
The truth was always there, hidden beneath the lies and distractions. All you have to do is whittle them down, one by one. The probable cause of the events in Chinatown is the reunion of the Three Swallows film reel, and apparently, Miss Noah has a history with it.
And yet, the specific of the history remains unclear. Leanne glances at Noir, only to be met with her signature unreadable smile.
But Miss Noah doesn't have anything to do with the Foundation. There's no way she could sneak into the ACD and steal the film. The same goes for this gentleman or any other outsider. So, the thief who wants Miss Latham to take the fall must work for the Foundation. In fact, since they stole the item without being noticed, they probably work for the ACD. And they must be close to Miss Latham to know enough about her amnesia to be able to take advantage of it.
But loads of people at the ACD know about my condition. You can't pin it on Scott just from that.
For the first time, the ever cheerful Loggerhead takes a harsh, intimate tone. She stamps her foot and turns to her friends.
That's way too harsh, right, Scott? Right? Scott? Say something, will you?
She got caught. Scott only stares at the floor as she tries to calm her quivering breath. How long have you known?
How long have you known?
Oh. Scott has finally managed to force out a few words.
Since Miss Latham said you were good friends, with all due respect, your plan was far from perfect.
I knew it. You brought me along so this guy would call me out.
After a long sigh, Scott lifts her head, speaking with a resigned kind of ease.
You're right. I messed up. My plan was far from perfect because, well, I couldn't stick to the so-called plan since the very beginning. I didn't know the Foundation was already investigating the theft until after I'd hidden the items in Loggerhead's room. Then I had no choice but to use this idiot as the scapegoat. I never thought she'd accidentally bring the film to LA, or that I'd be ordered to investigate the case. I got in touch with this guy a long time ago, and the trade site happened to be in LA too. So, my plan was to get the film back and sell it right afterwards. But things didn't go as smoothly as I thought. I shouldn't have gotten greedy, or been so nice to this dummy.
Showing her true colors, she shoots a piercing glare at Loggerhead before quickly looking away, whether out of disdain or avoidance is unclear.
But... we're friends, aren't we?
Her voice is as fragile as brittle glass. Scott shatters it with a hoof.
Friends?
Scuff.
Don't be ridiculous. I don't know how you can act like nothing's wrong when literally everyone is laughing at you. And the fact that they thought that I was one of your kind. Ugh, what an insult. I only hung out with you because I had no choice. You're an idiot who forgets everything every 3 days. It's your own damn fault. Anyone looking for a scapegoat would immediately think of you.
Quit it. I don't want to hear any more of your BS.
Scott scuffs once more, refusing to look at her friend for even a second.
Hands up, Miss Scott. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Wait, you're still going to fight?
Пожалуйста, пропустите меня.
Let the overture begin.
But how? She doesn't have the reel anymore. How can she summon these monsters? She's been deeply corrupt. The ghost plague has latched onto her. She didn't summon them. They were always lurking within her. Get away! Stay back! This is over. I haven't made her acknowledge me. I still have a plan. I still... Her mind is starting to unravel already. Portier, we have to take her down now.
The connection between numbers. Another jar? Home, space, and order beholds the phenomenal world. There they are.
Yeah, for the credits, none of the ones I want come out early. And I somehow, instead of sticking with one, instead of sticking to one, like, you know, type, I like mix it up between Ghost, Forest, and Aqua. Alright, thanks for the lurk.
A bandura? As you wish. A connection between numbers. Listen to the melodies of wind and waves. golden ratio.
Side work? What do you mean, like art stuff or commissions or anything like that?
Do you have any requests? It's newly made this year. My next performance, bubbles bursting. I remember it's called Lending a Hand.
At last, Scott gives up her resistance. Leanne pushes towards Potier's patrol car parked around the corner. As they are about to step out of the alley, Loggerhead calls out.
Wait! Scott! I have to know, why did you steal from the Foundation?
Nice.
Does it matter?
Scott, turn back, laughing coldly in disbelief.
Would you feel better if I had a reason? Oh, please. Your ignorant, stupid little brain makes me sick. It was for the money, of course. And to prove to the others that I'm not a bloody fool like you. Imagine the shock on their faces when they discovered that I did what none of them could. Those so-called unbreakable arcane security skills were easy to deal with as long as I...
Her words trails off and a puzzled expression crosses her face.
You what? How did you bypass the Foundation security?
I don't remember. That's weird. How could I forget? All I remember is that an office lady talked to me in the corridor.
An office lady? When? What did you talk about?
She showed me something. It was a bit dazzling, but very beautiful. It was... Oh, right! It was a...
What was it? Oh, she got killed? It's Nice Piercer. She raised... Let's see. A razor-sharp silver needle slices through the air, cutting her off in an instant. She raised a dazed hand, her fingertips touching the foreign object lodged in her throat, not understanding why her voice was suddenly vanished. By the time she realized she could no longer breathe, her eyes rose back and she falls to the ground. Silence falls in the starlight alley, then another flash of silver light whistles by. What?
What?
What's happening? A sharp pain blooms in her palm. She looks down to a sharp silver needle, piercing it. The film slips from her grasp. The reel rolls across the ground, clicking as it hurtles into the darkness, until a glove picks it up and brushes it off.
Still intact. You've got no idea how long I've been looking for this.
It's her!
You are... Hey there, kid. We meet again.
The once famous star smiles at Leanne with an easy, friendly charm.
Scott! Scott!
No fucking way. Is she dead?
Not yet, but I doubt she can hold on much longer. I'll call an ambulance, and we're gonna need backup.
It's Nice Piercer. She's the C07 detective. Loggerhead screams, Pug Dog cries, and Potier's tense voice all rings in Leanne's mind. Leanne rationally has already grasped the reality of the situation, but her emotions are refusing to let her shape a conclusion in clear words.
Why are you doing this?
When Loggerhead poses his simplest question to Scott, Leanne has questioned the inquiry. There is no need to ask why evil chooses to do evil. What's wrong is wrong. Evil must be eradicated. Ghost plagues must be purged. That was the doctrine drilled in Leanne since childhood. But now, she finds herself forced to ask the same thing.
Tell me. I need a reason.
It's my old friend that you should be asking.
Leanne watches as Leanne's smile fades and her face turns steely.
Long time no see. Nor.
Yeah, it's been a while. The last time we saw each other was in front of her grave, if memory serves. We really should keep in touch more often.
The air in the alley is sharp as a needle. Nora continues smiles, but the waterliness lurks behind her eyes.
You've gone too far this time, my friend.
She glances at Scout's fallen body and gently shakes her head.
This isn't part of our story.
This isn't a set, Director. It's not your call.
She raises a hand and a flash of silver appears through the darkness.
Careful!
She leaps forward, deflects the needle, and stands firm in front of the wheelchair. Mingqiu shows no surprise. She narrows her eyes a little as she foresaw this outcome.
That's the spirit. This should be fun with you here, little Vigil. Let's all play our roles, shall we?
To be continued. Calculated maneuver. A random scrap of paper with intrusive folds, a nod to its owner's boredom during a long meeting. A Vigil's correspondent. This letter was tucked inside a folder of interrogation reports. It appears that it has exchanged silently between two Vigil agents during the interrogation. The two distant handwriting reflects the unspoken dialect. She's tight-lipped about it, but she seems aware that we already figured out everything. Fascinating, like a mouse in a lab experiment. Arrogant yet clueless. There's one thing left to figure out. How exactly did she learn to crack the anti-thief Arkham seal? All her lies and skies falls apart under scrutiny, but she hasn't given a single clue about this. Even our artificial Somnolon couldn't uncover anything. Could it just be sheer dumb luck? Disappointing. I taught you better. Never rely on 1,000,000 to 1 coincidence. Always consider the more plausible scenario. You mean she's being controlled by someone else? And she erased her memory, so she can't betray them. Exactly, the simpler merchant gave up Scud. But there's no way a minor employee could pull off something like this. Rejoice, we hooked a big fish. So, we letting her go? Yes, but not without loosening her strings first. Understood. I'll notify Miss Petra. I trust to ensure Miss Scott feels completely at ease after some subtle adjustments. Good. You're a reliable assistant, Billy. The second order's writer seems about to reply, but left only a hesitant pen stroke. "14. Lit screen, lit eyes. An empty heart and a pair of longing eyes."
Let the overture begin.
Good, very good. I've been waiting for this moment. Time has come for you to uphold your duty, Miss Vigil. I won't hold back, Miss Xingying.
It's newly made this year. The connection with another jar? There they are. You don't want to miss it.
No, wait, don't let your guard down, kid. She's not down yet. What? This power. It doesn't look like it's hers.
That's another proof nearing perfection.
The hell? I thought movie stars were just empty soups.
Another volley of silver needles shrieked through the air, forcing Leanne and Portier back. Finching stands at the center of the alley. Though seemingly trapped between Leanne and Portier, she skillfully uses her positioning to her advantage. Neither officer can risk injuring the other by firing their gun or using arcane skill, leaving the battle at a deadlock.
We're not going to last much longer. I have to do something. Portier, cover me! 强梁既出，王有不为。
With the ritual vessel of Showdown in her hand, Leanne recites the ancient cantation, each syllable clear and deliberate. Shinshin looks momentarily stunned. This is the beginning of an incantation. Leanne knows that more silver needles could fly at her at any moment.
斩杀凶舅。
For a brief moment, hesitation creeps over her. As a child, she sat before the screen and watched this figure over and over again, eyes filled with admiration, and she mimicked her arcane skill countless times. But she never imagined that one day those dazzling silver needles would be aimed at her.
小姐不行。
Yet, she still speaks the final words of the incantation. With these words, an ancient contract will be upheld, and Zombo beasts will be called upon to devour all evil, as in her right as a descendant of the Leon family. At least, that's what's supposed to have happened.
What?
But the alley remains as empty as it was before.
Hey! Rookie, watch out!
Someone pushes her aside. She hits the ground hard. A flash of silver, the saddle shattering. Then blood, a body falling, a sticky sensation, warmth, chaos. The event that follows are hazy in Leanne's memory. A sharp recommend shatters her haze, pulling her back to focus.
That's...
A familiar courtyard, a man with a familiar face. In front of him, the little girl stands in horse stance, sweat rolling down her forehead. Her legs are trembling. Yet the man's unholy ruler comes down mercilessly on the girl's shoulder.
不像样，和你讲了多少次，要沉肩坠肘，心静体松。
Two small heads peek over the courtyard wall, giggling and whispering to each other.
嘘，看，他就要撑不住了。嘿，活该，谁叫他向老师告密的？
The boy makes a goofy face at the girl holding the stance. The girl, already exhausted, finally loses her balance and collapses to the ground.
疏于练功，三心二用，你看看你怠惰了多少！以这样的体魄。 强梁又如何能服从你？继续站，我等一会儿过来检查。扎不稳马步，今天晚上就不要吃饭了。
The man, her father, shakes his head in disappointment and walks away, leaving the girl grasping for breath on the ground.
走吧，走吧，没意思，他又要站一天了。哎，要不要去录像厅？好呀，去街角那家吧。今天他们家放神秘警探C07。
The children hop down the wall, laughing as they scurry off.
我也想去录像厅。
No one hears her voice, but no one but herself.
I remember it now. I hated Qiangliang when I was little. Father was always trying to teach me something about the 12 Zhenzi, the master of Qiangliang, fighting the wicked and dispelling evil, fulfilling the duty of my inheritance. I was only a child. It was all too difficult for me to understand. The other kids hated me. I was a traitor, a class president who took the side of the adults and enforced the rules. They'd all hang out and have fun together, while I was left alone. I envied them. Their lives were simple. I wanted that.
Her piggy banking eyes smashed in the ground as she picked through the shards to count every coin. Amidst the broken porcelain, half the shattered face stares up at her innocently. She gently blossoms her finger over its face in a gesture of comfort or farewell.
That day, I disobeyed father, gathered up all my savings, and headed to the theater. That was the first time I watched Detective CO7. It was amazing. But I knew it was just fiction. Just an escape. It wouldn't change anything in my real life. Once the movie was over, I'd have to go back to the same home I had just left. I didn't want to leave. So I stayed in my seat for the closing credits. But the lights didn't come on when the credits ended. Rather, the silver screen lit up again and played something. It was an interview with Miss Qixing.
奇星小姐，有好多小朋友中意你嘅作品，將你視為佢哋嘅英雄。但另一方面，唔少成年觀眾覺得你所飾演嘅警探C07每一次都可以擊敗壞人嘅結局太過理想化，缺乏真實感。對於呢方面，你有咩睇法呢？你覺得呢點係咪警探C07系列嘅遺憾啊？
現實世界已經夠殘酷，所以我哋先會喺電影世界入面尋求一個圓滿嘅結局，一個善有善報、惡有惡報嘅理想世界。如果連喺大銀幕上面，我哋都唔可以相信正義同埋公理，咁我哋仲可以相信啲咩啊？
Jolene gazed into the camera, but also beyond it. Her smile carefree, her eyes shining even brighter than the stars.
C07係正義嘅代言人，係鋤強扶弱、匡扶正義嘅英雄。無論面對點樣嘅危機或者險境，佢都可以帶俾大家期望嘅圓滿結局。我希望我哋嘅電影同埋C07呢個角色，可以帶俾銀幕前嘅觀眾力量同埋勇氣。或者唔係每個人都可以喺現實世界成為一個真正鋤強扶弱嘅戰士，畢竟呢一條路好難行。但係我希望可以通過我哋嘅電影同埋C07呢個角色，至少令大家成為喺生活中為自己身邊嘅人帶嚟圓滿結局嘅英雄。
It was just a short interview like any other. But I still remember every word she said. As the master of Qiangliang, you must use your power to fight the wicked and dispel evil. It is your duty to maintain the peace of the world. Qiangliang, the powerful being that had always been a blur to me, suddenly became clear. I realized that I could be more than just a hero who creates happy endings for herself and the people around her. I could be the hero who creates happy endings for everyone, just like CO7. She was right. Not everyone can do that, but I could. Because I was Yue of the Liang family, the master of Qiangliang. On that day, the burden that had been crushing me suddenly became a blessing. So, what went wrong?
The image fades as another silver flash brings her to reality. Sirens, ambulance, blood, endless blood. It seeps through the fabric of her uniform, drenching her hands. She hears someone shouting.
Stay with me, Polly, please. Why did you do that?
I thought you hated me. You always hate me.
Now she can hear clearly. She realizes to her own voice, hoarse with desperation. What did Protea say to her back then? Blood bubbles from her mouth and nose with each painful breath.
You could tell, huh? But that's in the past. Forget it. We just didn't know you yet.
Her bloodstained hand weakly pats Leanne's chest before falling in.
What did? No. Please, what?
Ugh, will you shut up? I'm not dead yet.
A thunderous smack, unbelievable for someone confined to the hospital bed, jerks Leanne awake from her nightmare. Leanne's head throbs. Dazed, she looks around, taking the Sarah White of the hospital room and into the face
The
of her
hell are you
instructor.
doing sleeping on my thigh, huh? Ugh, my leg's gone numb. And clean up the drool on your chin.
What? I'm sorry.
Just kidding, boo. You're not drooling. All right, turn on the TV for me. I was bored out of my mind waiting for you to wake up.
To be continued. Syncing up. Welcome to the arcade restaurant. Wait, welcome to the arcade restaurant. May I take your order? So, what happened next? After I passed out, how did you manage to drive off the Night Piercer? We didn't drive her off. She left when she heard the sirens of the reinforcements she called. Chief Eldon arrived. Director Nor used arcane skill to control her puppets and guide them to you. That allows the medic to reach you and Mr. Scott in time to get you to the hospital. Sounds like we owe her a big thank you. Sorry, Miss Peltier. I couldn't stop Miss Ching Yu. She took the reunion of the Fleece Swallows. That is all my fault. Don't beat yourself up, kid. No one expected the Night Piercer to show up like that. How's Scott and Pug Dog holding up? Pug Dog been caught and is in custody. If Scott is stable after emergency treatment, but she hasn't regained consciousness just yet. I can believe her coma, like those other victims, was caused by the reunion of the Three Swallows. The department had an officer guarding her, but until the case is solved, we can't expect her to provide any useful information. As for Director Noir, sorry, I should have informed you earlier. She's the one who tipped me off about the illegal arcane artifact deal. Though she participated in the deal, her honesty, cooperation, and her lawyer's effort convinced the department not to pursue her case further. Heh, typical of Hollywood. A director can go from criminal to collaborator with just a few words. We should talk to her again about Miss Ching Yu and about that reel. Maybe there's more she hasn't told us. Alright, so stage 15. This just in. Silence and stillness are already the highest form of alerts.
Tall officer, are you up? I got you guys Chinese food. You must be hungry.
Did she fall asleep again? The two officers are both staring intently on the television screen. The paper cup in their hands are crumpled tight. What movie are they watching? Oh.
Almost 20 suspects in the holding cell were injured. Most were found unconscious at the scene and are now in critical condition at the hospital. The victims include arcane black market dealer Castor and Chicago gang leader Jason the Coyote, both of whom have since been acquitted of their crimes.
Behind the reports, there are thick black smoke billows in the stream of a car accident. Flames lick the oil spill on the road, sending waves of searing heat.
Cameras out of the way! Out of the way! The ambulance needs to come through! We need banana bags stacked! These people could go into shock! Oh, my skin! It burns! Help! Help!
Whoever you are who did this, just wait and see! I'll tear you apart, you asshole!
Medical personnel shove past the journalists as they hurry over with the stretcher. The cursing and wailing of the deranged man behind the reports echoes in the background. They sends a chill down their spines.
The fire is speculated to have been started by a victim of a night piercer attack who displayed signs of mental instability. At the same time, similar incidents have occurred at the Lieber Street Detention Center and the Chinatown police station. The situations at both sites are similarly concerning. It has been reported that the Division of Arcane Affairs is considering the potential connections between these incidents. The mysterious figure behind the unresolved night piercer attacks remains their top suspect. As with the previous attacks attributed to the night piercer, the victims of these incidents are once again notorious criminals with extensive records. However, in light of the night piercer's escalating criminal activities, support for the figure is dwindling as concerns for safety rise. In response to ongoing skepticism regarding the lack of resolution of the night piercer case, Deputy Chief Eldon of the Division of Arcane Affairs stated during the press conference that
Cloutier stands the power button on the remote before flicking it aside. She yanks the IV needle from the hand and grabs her uniform from the bedside.
Fuck, I pass out for half a day and Chi Shing's already turned the city into her personal playground? Grab your stuff, rookie. We're hitting the road. Gotta find this bitch before she kills someone. What? Your feet stuck to the floor or something?
Cloutier stops only when she notices Leanne still sitting motionless. Leanne pursues her lips, struggling to speak about.
Deputy Chief Eldon took us off the case. It was an official order.
A few hours earlier, the LA office of the Division of Arcane Affairs fell into the eerie silence.
Early this morning, Constance Scott, a staff member of the Foundation's Arcanum Containment Department, was assaulted during an illegal arcane object trade. She's still in critical condition. Forensic Services has confirmed that the arcane skill traces found at the scene of the attack matched those left by the suspect in the ongoing Night Piercer case. Thanks to Noir and our Vigils cadet Liang Yue, who are both at the scene of the attack, we've been able to confirm the identity of the Night Piercer. Name's Chi Shing, a 29-year-old former movie actress from Hong Kong. She played the lead role in the Detective CO7 series, where she gained a reasonable amount of fame. She was in a few more movies after that, but no big hits. She officially retired from acting a few years ago. The BAU's come to the conclusion that she's confused herself with her movie character, possibly a result of a mental imbalance caused by the setbacks in her career. She thinks she's the real-life CO7, the hero who fights evil and cares for the weak. In short, we have a vigilante on our hands. Thanks to a minor mistake from the Foundation's Arcanum Containment Department, we also have a dangerous arcane item. A cursed film reel called Reunion of the Three Swallows, somewhere in the city. Liang has confirmed that Constance Scott, the staff member who was assaulted by Qixing yesterday, is the perpetrator of the theft. As you're all aware, there's been an explosion in mental disorders in Chinatown. We now know that the source is the cursed film reel. It's currently in Qixing's possession, which makes her even more dangerous. Having learned about the history behind this arcane film, we have reason to believe that obtaining it was one of her motives. Since the film's been in her possession, there have been multiple assaults around the city, all matching the patterns of the Night Piercer. But there's one key difference. This time, the victims all showed the same mental disorder as the victims of the film. We believe that the suspect is able to control the film's power to some extent, and she's using it to commit escalating crimes at a much higher frequency. We need to act before the situation gets out of control. Reinforcements from the Foundation and the Vigils Bureau are already on the way. We will do whatever we can to protect our city before they arrive.
He paused for a moment as he sweeps his gaze over the officers before him.
James, Carter, I'm putting you on the case. You'll be taking direct orders from me. The rest of you, stick to your posts.
Excuse me, Deputy Chief Alden. I need to ask you something.
I already know what it is.
Before Leanne can speak, Alden cuts her off. His tone is calmer than she expected.
You and Poitier saw that something was going on in Chinatown and started an investigation yourselves. You found the culprit behind the ACD theft and stopped an assault that could have ended much worse. You've done a great job.
But then his tone shifts.
But there's one key thing you failed to do. You had a chance to apprehend the Night Piercer right then and there, but somehow she slipped through your fingers. According to your report and the witnesses' statements, you failed to summon your legendary beast when you confronted the suspect. As a result, not only did the suspect get away, but your partner sustained an avoidable injury. I need my best, most reliable officers on this case.
After a brief pause, he delivers his final verdict.
Sorry, Liang, but you don't make the cut. The two of you will be excluded from the operation.
This is bullshit! He can't cut us out! This is our case! No, we are doing this!
Calm down, Miss Putty. Even if you feel fine, the doctor said you had to stay in bed for at least a few days.
The name's Poitier, and I'm fine, okay? Stop trying to...
Facts speaks louder than words. Leanne gently leads Poitier back onto the bed. This time, Poitier doesn't resist.
Damn it. So what went wrong? How come your friend, Tang Leng was it, didn't show up?
Qiang Liang must have sensed my hesitation and refused my summon. You see, if its master can overcome their selfish desires with an unwavering heart, it can turn on them. Father used to warn me about it. But that won't happen again. I promise.
Poitier narrows her eyes as she studies Leanne for a moment.
If you say so. What are you gonna do now?
Leanne takes a deep breath.
I'll continue with the investigation. I need to find Qixing.
What? But that angry grandpa already pulled you off the case.
I have to do this.
What for? Because of your duty to fight evil as the master of Qiang Liang?
Portia furrows her brow, but to her surprise, then shakes her head.
I've always had two things guiding me. My duty as a member of the Liang family, and the spirit of CO7. But now, Qianliang has ignored my summon, and Qixing has turned out to be anything but a hero. They were once the beacons of my life, but not anymore. This could be a setback, yes. Or it could be an opportunity. For the first time in my life, I can think about what I really want without having to consider anything else.
You know what, Rookie? It always grinds my gears when you talk about your duty and all that stuff. But what you're saying now, I like it.
Aren't you going to stop me?
Why would I? It's our case, isn't it? There's nothing wrong with doing our job. If Eldon bitches about it, just tell him you bumped into the crook when you were strolling around the city.
Seriously?
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that, is there? So what's the game plan, huh? What are you gonna do?
This scene again? They must have done a dozen takes already, right?
Yeah, I'm no movie expert, but even I can tell the actor's nervous as hell.
Of course he is. Anyone would be nervous if they knew a wanted criminal could show up at any time and mess you up with Arcanum. Eldon tried to keep the details of the case a secret, but that director from Hong Kong told her crew about it as soon as she came back.
The two uniformed figures stand in a narrow alley in Chinatown. They came to protect the potential target of an attack, Nora, but was politely turned away from the grounds of disturbing filming. Now, they can only confirm the situation inside the set by peering through the slightly ajar door.
I mean, I guess they have the right to know. And to run. Half of the extras got the hell out as fast as they could. And look at the other half. They're too nervous to work.
I know. Hey, that's the Vigil's cadet, isn't it? What's she doing here?
The officer said you're here to help, is that right? Excellent. We could really use a hand right now. Come, let's get you in costume.
Nora greeted her guest with the usual admirable smile. Having reached an agreement with Lan to cooperate in an arrest, Nora has not been charged with illegal trading of the arcane objects. After being released from custody this morning, she immediately returned to filming.
I'm more than happy to help. But first, I have something important to ask you.
Nora paused.
Right to the point this time. I see.
I don't think there's any need to tiptoe around each other anymore. Could you answer me directly this time? What happened between you, Qixing, and He Rijun, the creator of Reunion of the Three Swallows? How did she die? Why do you and Miss Qixing both want that film? And why is she doing this?
Nora looks at Leanne, her usual smile fading slightly.
What do you plan to do with my answers?
To Qixing, I'm probably just another fan. But to me, she and her character means something. I need to know why. I have to arrest her and find out the truth. Maybe I can still fix things, but Miss Noah, I need your help if I'm going to do it.
This time, Leanne says exactly what she's thinking. She holds her breath as she awaits Nora's response.
You mean you want to know more about her? To peek behind the scenes, learn what really happened behind all the movie magic. I told you it's not a good idea. We create works not just to express ourselves, but to entertain. And when we release them to the public, we open ourselves to all kinds of commentary, whether they be sweet or bitter. But the people behind the characters, behind the production, they are not for entertainment. Their lives are not fiction.
Is that a no?
I haven't finished.
She raised her eyebrow, a hint of mischief growing behind her smile.
Though I don't advocate trying to cross the line between on and off screen, if we cast aside your relationship as fan and actress and treat you simply as individuals, saying, I want to know more about you sounds rather beautiful. It's touching, really. I'll answer your questions, Miss Liang. Follow me.
To be continued. News reports, same old face, same old work. Guidelines for the Visual Bureau of recent arcane violence. Based on the latest Visual Bureau guidelines on recent Arcanum-related violence, modifications and updates have been made to warrant and is related to enforcement departments. Details are as follows. Wanted: Qiuqing, codename Night Piercer, threat level raised to A, last seen in Los Angeles and surrounding areas. Any local institution encountering this individual must notify the Visual Bureau immediately. Also, this old one, Wanted Arcana, leader of the Ventus Vindictae, threat level maximum. Any Arcanists who encounter this individual must avoid engagement and immediately report to the Foundation and request military assistance. So, revoked. Confirmed to cease. Wanted, Kimberly, Miss Kimberly, threat level B, captured and detained upon encounter. Then awaits Visual Bureau report. Revoked. Wanted, Forget-Me-Not, Officer of Mantis Vindictae, threat level A+, captured and detained upon encounter, then immediately contact the Visual Bureau for support. Additionally, submit a report to the local Foundation office when reporting to the Bureau. Before the spotlight, Before the spotlight, years later, all that they remember is that empty stage.
Our story began 11 years ago. Life was tough, as it is for all young artists. But, like the beginning of many stories, there was a kind of beauty in it.
又一新浪潮導演處女作亮相，胡圖雖然底子極佳，但由於大膽創新過度，導致內容詭異顛覆。即使業內有讚，但大眾實在難以欣賞，最終票房慘淡收場，實屬糊塗。咁我仲有咩好講啊？冇 taste 就係冇 taste。
She casually tossed the newspaper onto the table, allowed the drawing surprised glance at the nearby diners.
OK， 要叫好又叫座，有時係要妥協嘅。但係問題係我一向最唔擅長，亦都最唔中意妥協咯。
Nora？ 係咪 Nora？ 估唔到會咁啱喺度見到你，好耐冇見。 見翻你真係
She
好開
looks
心
like
啊！
Len.
你係 Teresa？ 你點解喺度嘅？你幾時返香港㗎
Teresa, or as you know her by 何日君, was a dear friend of mine, the scriptwriter of Detective CO7 and the creator of the cursed film Reunion of the Three Swallows.
This is a pretty good script. Interesting.
Teresa and I met while we were studying abroad at the Film Academy. We took the same scriptwriting class. We didn't talk much at first. She always sat in the corner on her own. I only got to know her after our teacher showed a script to the class as an example of excellent work.
The writer's name. Teresa.
Her stories could strike a balance between the details and the big picture. They were engaging, light-hearted, and warm. So, in that moment, when we met again at the restaurant, I realized she was the one I'd been looking for. At that time, she was an editor at a small press. I invited her to join my studio, and 3 months later, she put the first edition of Detective CO7 on my table.
So, 你覺得點啊？你覺得邊度唔夠好嘅話，我都可以改㗎。
我諗緊主角要揀邊個？哦，你個劇本寫得好好，比我想象中仲要好。我哋就用你個劇本。
So we had the script, but we couldn't decide who would play the heroine. We held endless auditions, even considered some famous actresses, but none of them fit. Until that night.
頭先嗰幾個你覺得點啊？我覺得最後嗰個好似都 OK。
唔得，佢唔夠 sharp。你都睇得出㗎。既然睇得出，就唔好焗住自己揀。我唔想將就。
但係，萬一現實生活裏面根本唔存在呢個完全符合我哋想象嘅完美人選呢？萬一佢只係我哋諗出嚟嘅，咁點算啊？
咁我就會一直揾，直到喺現實世界揾到為止。
哎呀！你喐手腳做咩啊？
我就係喐手喐腳啊！點啊？死鹹豬手！呢度唔歡迎你哋啊！仲唔快啲啦！
你睇住嚟啊！我唔會放過你㗎。
Multiplying out a few inspired threats, the hooligans flees in disgrace. Behind the door, a wordy face peeks out.
大鑊啊！今次嗰兩個古惑仔附近出晒名，佢哋肯定會翻嚟報仇㗎。我知你睇唔慣佢哋對個靚女鹹豬手，但係人哋都唔出聲啦，你嬲咩啫？你咁搞法之後，我點做生意啊？唉，今鋪真係俾你累死啊，阿星！
得啦，事頭，我走。佢哋再嚟就叫佢哋嚟搵我。嗱，鋪頭鎖匙啊！你記得早啲嚟開門啊，唔係啲熟客等到戇居居。
阿星，你哎呀！
The restaurant owner resigns to take the keys in silence. Without a backward glance, the girl steps down from the door, only to be quickly stopped.
睇嚟你啱啱失業喎。
邊位啊？關你咩事啊？
我有份工介紹俾你， 你對做戲有冇興趣啊？Ah-Sing was surprised when I made the offer. She said she needed to think about it, so Teresa gave her a copy of the script. The next day, she knocked on our door and took the offer. Later, we learned that Ah-Sing was born into a poor family. Her father was in prison, and her mother had mental issues. She'd been the breadwinner for the family since she was a kid. Her father's reputation would often get her into trouble, so usually she was either on the way to a job or to a fight.
As memory surfaces, Nora lets out a sentimental smile.
The CO7 you saw always had a confident smile on her face, but in actual fact, Ah-Sing almost never smiled at the beginning. An actor should learn to commit to the moment in front of the camera and come back to reality behind it. But Ah-Sing didn't. She didn't come back to reality. She's never once stopped playing the role of CO7 since then. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. She started to smile the way CO7 smiled. She went from brash and reckless to sly and methodical, just like CO7. The deputy chief and the BAU made a mistake. Ah-Sing has not confused herself with her character. After all these years in the movie industry, I've seen a lot of actors get carried away by the glitz and glamour of their characters. But Ah-Sing is different. She values CO7 even more than herself. So much so that, ultimately, it eclipsed her own consciousness. Miss Liang, you asked me which rumors about CO7 and the three of us were true. Now I can give you an answer. Most of them were.
Nora maneuvers her wheelchair to the desk, pulls out a file from the bottom drawer and hands it to Leanne. The file is heavy. Leanne opens up to find an age photograph.
Is this...
3 women pose together. Their identities are obvious.
We drew a lot of attention after the release of CO7. Put a magnifying glass up to anyone, and you'll always find imperfections. We were no exception. Ah-Sing was as stubborn and uncompromising as I was. When we disagreed, it would blow up into a huge argument, neither one of us giving in to the other. Poor Teresa was always caught in the middle. I was too young, too bullheaded, to realize the consequences that this might cause. I tore a path forward, often ignoring the people around me. Teresa, on the other hand, was kind-hearted, perhaps too much so. She never got angry, no matter what people said. She just bottled it up inside and let it eat away at her.
Nora gazed at the smiling face in the photo, her expression tinged with nostalgia and the faintest hint of sorrow.
She didn't like taking photos. She was self-conscious about her appearance, so we only have a few together. This one was taken when we were shooting CO7 too. We were so close back then. Of course, we knew we'd have to part ways eventually, but we didn't concern ourselves with that. Even then, our shortcomings had started to hurt our relationship. But by the time we realized it, the damage had been done.
唔得，呢個結局太離譜啦！司令真唔會咁做㗎。
When we were making CO7-3, Ah-Sing was up in arms about the ending. In the sequence, CO7 tracks a criminal through a Shehua parade, hoping to finish him off herself. But when she finds him sitting at home with his family, she changes her mind. Ah-Sing didn't like it.
She said that CO7 would punish the villain for what he's done, that she would never change her mind. We had countless arguments over this ending, and of course, we never reached a conclusion.
得啦得啦，到此為止。我哋咁嘈落去都冇意義。我有個提議。
So I cheated. Were I in the same position now, I'd solve the problem more delicately. But I was a jerk back then. The only thing that mattered was the movie. I couldn't care less about what people thought, including my heroine. I asked Teresa to write an alternative ending, and told Ah-Sing that we'd shoot both endings and pick the better one together. She agreed.
But you didn't keep your word. You released the movie with the original ending.
It turned out to be very popular, but Ah-Sing saw it as a betrayal. At the premiere, she announced she was quitting the new art company that the three of us had founded together. I didn't stop her. Teresa tried to mend our relationship, like she always did.
我寫咗個新劇本，唔係407續作，係全新嘅故仔啊！如果你哋覺得有意思嘅話，我哋下一部戲可以拍佢啊！我自己拍咗部片花，雖然好簡單，可能拍得唔係幾好，但係可以嘅話，我哋一齊睇啊！
It was her proof of concept for a reunion of the Three Swallows. I knew Teresa had always wanted to put an end to the CO7 series and write something she was really passionate about. Perhaps she thought a new story would help Ah-Sing move away from CO7 and become herself again. Unfortunately, when she came to show us the script, Ah-Sing and I were in the middle of a fight.
唔使啦，我唔會再同你哋拍戲。
阿星，等陣啊
Ah-Sing had always been kind to Teresa, but on that day, she pushed her out of the doorway and stormed off. Well, as I said, I was a jerk. I flipped through her script, and a flurry of harsh words left my mouth. 點解仲係上次嗰個類型㗎？我咪講咗咯，呢種故事唔啱你寫啊！
The script, along with the reel, shoved back into her hands without a second glance.
In the end, neither Ah-Sing nor I cared enough to watch Teresa's sizzle reel, even though she tried so hard to present it to us. That was the last time we saw Teresa.
That fire.
Yes, that's why I'd pay any price to get that film. Her script was burned to ashes in the fire. I need to know what story she was trying to tell. I suppose Ah-Sing feels the same.
Nora gestured towards the file.
This is what you wanted to see last time you and your officer friend visited me.
You mean the threatening letter?
It's not a letter, actually.
Lan sits down the photos and pulls out the remaining content of the file. It's an aged script. It's yellow, covered yellow with lines. As she sifts through, familiar lines of dialogue meets her eyes. In an instant, she understands the significance of what she's sorting.
It's the script of Detective 071.
The original. The one Teresa handed to Ah-Sing all those years ago.
Lan never imagined that one day she would be holding the origin of the very film that inspired her as a child. There's no doubt that she must have returned to it to Nora, But why? What does this mean? She continues to flip through until her fingers meet an object tucked in between the pages.
Is this a poster of the Shehu parade? Oh, right. It's almost time for the Dushu festival. With everything going on these days, I almost forgot.
The expression suddenly shifts.
Wait, is Miss Qixin going to...
Your guess is as good as mine.
They exchange a glance. They both turn to gaze to the images of Xinghua parade printed in the poster in front of them. To be continued. The Joy of Doshi. Chinese TV news clips featuring the warm-up of the Chinatown Zhenhao Parade. Chinese news segment, Zhenhao Parade. Our reporters bring you exclusive frontline update. As the Dushu Festival begins, Los Angeles Chinatown is once again alive with the excitement of the Shulu Parade. Humans and arcanists will soon come together to pray for a year of peace and prosperity. We are currently at the Chinatown Community Center, which has 12 sacred arcane idols, marking the starting point of the parade. We are fortunate to be interviewing Principal Hall, who is this year's summoning official. Principal Hall, could you tell us about your role in the festival? The summoning official is responsible for reciting the summoning rites and inviting the idols. After lunch, the rotating of God or Sheta, Xingxu, will be placed on the palanquin. Some of the parade members have already gathered outside. That's right. You can see people carrying lanterns and flags preparing for the parade. Principal Hong, what's that large animal lantern over there? That's a Lushi. As I grew. Later, we'll join the Beast Lantern team. The parade will be led by 5 colored banners and the Yang Troops Pei, followed by the Yandao Beasts and Zingo creatures. Quite spectacular. The Zeldao beasts are those lovely creatures that to ward off evil plagues? Exactly. During the plague banishing segment, General Quinmo will shout the command, and 3 young men wearing Zeldao beast masks will sing the plague banishing song, imitating the beast to drive out evil. The musicians will accompany them with gongs and drums. The parade will go on till late at night. Quite the festivity. Thank you, Prince Hall. Though the parade has yet to start, we can see crowds waiting already. Stay tuned as we bring you live coverage from the General Parade. Come on, let's go! I think, did we get it? Oh, we got 2! We got two 6 stars. Come on. First one. Voyager. Next. We got the character.
Number 007405, Liang Yue reporting for duty. Ma'am, please allow me to handle any investigations, from surveying crime scenes to hunting down perpetrators. Oh, you want to be friends? I see. Then I will adjust my mindset.
Nice. That's the best thing right now. See well, first let's see. Window. The first, I think that's my first time getting 2 6 stars. Alright, back to the main story. Stage 17, Watchers, Protectors, Defenders. The fire they held high lit up the children's faces.
Wow! Look at all these people! Oh, we should have come earlier. I can hardly see a thing from here.
And whose fault is that? You are the one who took ages to get ready. Anyway, at least we haven't missed much. Looks like it just started. I heard there's a new event this year. I wonder what it is.
Not an event. A film crew's shooting a scene during the parade. Apparently, they already talked to Mr. Shao and said they wouldn't cause any trouble. Let's go check it out. Maybe we can get into one of the shots.
This is the busiest time of the year in Chinatown. The streets are filled to the brim. But for those who have keen eye, some outlier will be spotted among the crowd.
This is C2. All clear.
Copy. Group C, all clear. No sign of target. All units, stay in position. Wonder how the Vigil Girl and Eldon are doing.
Having ended the transmission, the officer glances towards the Chinese restaurant at the street corner. Despite the bustling crowd, the sign of its door reads closed. Oh, he's dressed up?
Do I really have to go outside like this?
Deputy Chief Eden stands awkwardly in front of the mirror as he stares at the brightly colored traditional outfit he's adored in. The man across from him sneers, shadowing his last shred of hope to be saved from it.
No, you need to paint your face too. I'm not gonna let you join the parade looking like a weirdo. You're the one who said that the parade needed guards in case there was an attack. Have you changed your mind? I'd be more than happy to kick you out of here. Sorry, but your profiling and the BAU report seemed like a load of crap to me. If someone does attack the parade, I'm sure we can handle it ourselves.
Listen, I won't pretend to understand the meaning behind all this. But what I do understand is that this is one of the most important events of the year for the people of Chinatown. The target could strike at any time, so we need to be prepared. No one wants to see a celebration turn into a nightmare.
Why didn't you say that to your men? They are the ones who've ignored the Chinatown all this time. What a hypocrite.
He glares at the officer with clear distrust in his eyes, but before tension can rise anymore, the girl beside him cuts in with a smile.
Aiya, Uncle Zhao, today's our big day. That sour face of yours is gonna scare this guy straight off. Leave the past in the past lah. They are doing this for the right reasons. What we got to lose? Besides, we could really use a hand right now. They can make up for our manpower shortage. Now, give me a big smile lah, before your long face scares off our good fortune.
With a sweet talker, aren't you, eh?
He huffs and glares, but eventually waves it off.
Fine, but you've got to look the part if you're gonna be in the parade. I don't care what your mission is. Oh, you, Blondie! Tighten your belt, or your pants will fall down when you dance. And the big guy over there, the lining should be under your coat.
The famed Chinatown investigator yells corrections to the officers as they do their best to don the traditional attire. His tone is sharp but surprisingly patient. Seeing his old friend such mellow from before, Eldon removes his garnish headpiece and turns to Anna.
Thanks for all your help, Miss Lee. We never would have been able to join the parade unnoticed if you hadn't persuaded the residents to cooperate with us.
You are welcome lah, Sir. Even though I only came here a few months ago, I've already gotten pretty close to the residents. So, it was pretty easy to convince everyone. Don't worry about it, leh. Besides, the Shehuo parade is for everyone, whether they're here to watch or dance. We are always happy to have more people join the celebration. Uncle Zhou might be a little stubborn, but you know gala, that's just what he's like. Don't take it personally.
She turns her head, gesturing towards a few unfamiliar faces at the other end of the restaurant.
These guys are arcane detectives and influential people around Chinatown. I told them to all keep an eye out too. There's a saying in Hong Kong, as stupid as the god of longevity who hangs himself. That will be Night Piercer if she comes anywhere near Chinatown.
Eldon nods before gently shaking his head with a complex expression.
I know everyone here will be grateful if Night Piercer doesn't show up, but then we'll still have a dangerous criminal with an equally dangerous arcane item on the loose. Nothing's more dangerous than an unexploded bomb. I want to eliminate the threat once and for all. The question is, will she come? Was the little vigil right?
Late last night, Leanne knocks on Ella's office door. She has returned from her morning rejection with renewed determination.
The Shehuo parade, sir.
At the time, the Division of Arcane Affairs are still brightly lit, with most officers tracking their brains to track down Kun Ying without success. That was when Leanne had stormed in with her important collaborator, ignoring the puzzled glance from her colleagues, and slammed a thick stack of reports onto his desk.
Miss Noah isn't like any of Qixing's previous targets. She's much more important. Miss Qixing still can't accept the way Miss Noah ended Detective CO73. That's her motive. The ending consists of two major elements, the Shehuo parade and the villain who should have been punished. She now sees Noah as that villain, and she's going to attack her at the coming Shehuo parade. That will be our chance to arrest her.
The Shehuo parade? Do you have any idea what you're suggesting?
The sheer thickness of the report is intimidating. Eldon skims through it before casting a questioning look at the unexpected visitor Leanne had dragged in. The visitor nods.
Don't worry, sir. I'd be happy to cooperate. As bait. Ah Sing will come. I promise.
The sound of the back door opening breaks Eldon's thoughts. He looks up to see Portier pushing Nora's wheelchair inside, Loggerhead following closely behind.
As far as I can remember, she's never been late to anything.
Pete, why aren't you dressed up? I've been looking forward to it all day.
Wow, so many people. I'll make sure I capture some great memories of this.
Noelle remains her usual unruffled self, while Portia teases her colleagues, and Loggerhead eagerly looks around. Aldo sighs and rubs his forehead.
I understand that the festival atmosphere is exciting, but you ladies need to remember that we're not here to celebrate. There's a tough fight ahead of us. Portier, you sure you're healed up?
Of course, Chief. You've approved my participation in this operation. It's too late to take it back now.
Aldo looks her over. Clearly she's alive and well, but she still carries concern on his face. Eventually, he sighs and nods.
What about Miss Latham? You've been proven innocent, and I heard the Foundation told you to await orders. There's no reason for you to be here.
Elden's words draw everyone's attention to Loggerhead. Her head twitches slightly.
Yeah, but it'd be weird to stay in my room alone when everyone's out here. Don't you think? Anyway, I'm waiting for Scott to wake up from her coma. I want to ask her why she stole from the Foundation and pinned it on me. I need to know what she thinks about me and our friendship. If I let you guys do all the work while I just wait in my room, I won't be able to question her without feeling insecure. I know I might not be all that helpful, but I'll do everything I can.
The camera lens almost seems to flash with something resembling a plead.
Miss Latham's being modest. As a staff member of the Arcanum Containment Department, she knows how to deal with that film reel better than any of us. She may forget things, but she still has a wealth of knowledge. Her experience might just make the difference between failure and success.
All right. You've got a point. Miss Latham, thanks for lending us your expertise.
Elden finally nods. Loggerhead lights up.
Great! Just leave it to me. I can deal with the film. I've rewatched all my related memories, so I remember every detail, even down to the scratches on its surface.
With Loggerhead officially permitted to join, the final member of the operation team is the last to arrive.
There you are. Everyone was gone when I left the changing room. I thought something was... What's wrong?
Wow, the costume fits you so well. Fancy, whoa. It doesn't even look like a costume. Much fancier than that. You are like the best parade dancer I've ever seen. There's no way the Night Piercer will spot you. Look at her, Uncle Zhao. So cool, huh?
The Chinatown investigator scrutinized Leanne from head to toe before letting out a diverse note.
Is that the Leon's family ritual dress? Let me see. Good. You're wearing it right. Nice to know that at least some kids remember their traditions. You better not dishonor your family wearing this, kid.
My thoughts exactly. Everything's in place. You sure you can perform this time, Vigil? I don't want a repeat of last time. The alley out back's empty. Show us what you got.
Gestures to the officers, motioning to line up before Leanne. Each officer stands tall and imposing, forming what feels like a solid wall before Leanne. Refusing to shy away, she squares off her shoulders and meets their gaze head on.
Yes, sir. I will prove myself to you.
Let's put this new character in.
Always ready to go. Filter complete. Move carefully.
I didn't bring any tissues, Princess, so if you start crying, you have to wipe your nose on your new uniform. Alright, let's see if I'm up against a powerful... Wait. Alright, let's see if I'm up against a powerless little girl or a real challenger. Understood, sir. I'll go easy on you. Okay, let's see.
Please stay behind me. It's nearly late this year. Be careful. You won't get away.
There they are.
The connection between numbers. 强梁既出.
网友不为。
Poor officer. Oh, alright, stop. Or at least I acknowledge you now. Huh, not bad. Good, looks like she wasn't just all talk. Sorry, I did my best to restrain myself. If this kept up, we would have been exhausted before the real suspect even showed up.
Yet another proof nearing perfection.
So from the looks of it, I might keep on rolling for Leanne, you. After several rounds of trial, Leanne remains standing. Her expression is firm and determination, her gaze burning resolve. Satisfied, Eldon nods.
Looks like I've got nothing to worry about. You ready, kid?
He rolls up his sleeves and checks the time on his watch.
Parade's starting soon. I'll go get dressed. The rest of you...
I need to talk to Miss Liang. Could you give us a moment?
Don't be late.
Gaultier glances at them before following the others back inside. The alley suddenly feels empty. Leanne waits quietly for Noir to speak, but she never does. She simply stares at the distant light, as if barrier and noise belong to another world. Eventually, Leanne can wait no longer.
Why me, Miss Noah?
To be continued. The law of concession. The fruit taken must be returned to their branches. The cheers and laughter of the Showdown parade echoes throughout the alley, muffled and distant.
You could have just told Eldon about what happened between the three of you. You could have shown him the threatening letter. Maybe then he wouldn't have made the order to shoot the target if necessary. Yes, Miss Qixing has committed multiple assaults, but she hasn't killed anyone. I don't think she deserves to die. So, as I promised, I will do my best to catch her alive. That being said, if...
She takes a deep breath.
If drastic measures have to be taken, I will not hesitate.
Leanne's final words are anything but polite. She holds her breath as she waits Noir's response. After a brief silence, Noir speaks.
Ah Sing was a good actress.
Leanne anticipated all kinds of response from Noir, but not this one.
Huh?
Yes. She was a skilled martial artist with remarkable control over her arcane skill. But that's not what makes a successful actress. Before we'd even start shooting, she'd have everything memorized. Her lines, her movements, even the details of her expression. She'd take as many shots as were necessary to get the scene right. As you know, I was a perfectionist, always taking it too far. Many of my crew quit halfway through my projects. Even Teresa struggled sometimes. She told me more than once that she couldn't do it anymore. Only Ah Sing could keep up with my pace. In fact, she'd often be a few steps ahead. Because she shared my vision, that drive for something better, no matter the cost. She was a good actress indeed. I know that we'll probably never be partners again, but I still don't want her to be treated like this.
In Leanne's memory, Nora was always smiling, sometimes friendly, sometimes distant, with the mischief of a child or the cunning and unyielding pride of a woman totally in control. But at this moment, when she turns her head, there is no smile. What burns quietly in her eyes is something akin to rage.
You said you were going to figure out the truth. Well, it seems you and I agree that things aren't as simple as they appear. The Arcanum Containment Department's security system should be almost unbreakable. So how is it that Miss Scott, a regular staff member with no special skills, managed to break through it? And why was she selected to go after Miss Latham? What was she about to say before that needle pierced her neck? Ah Sing's actions don't make sense either. After all these years, why has she decided to take revenge now? Is it because she found the film? There are simply far too many coincidences. If one of my writers wrote a script like this, they'd be fired on the spot.
You mean there's something else going on behind all this?
Nora gives a look of approval.
The scene has been staged. I can feel it. The lights, the cameras, the cast, they're all in position. And when the clapperboard claps, the movie will begin. And this time, I'm not sitting behind the camera, but in front of it. Miss Liang, I've been holding back. I apologize for that. I hadn't figured out which role you'd play in this movie.
If you're saying this to try to get me to talk about the behind the scenes of my life, I'm afraid you'll be disappointed.
No, of course not. You got me wrong.
She waves a hand dismissively, her expression light but her eyes still blazing.
I'm a director. I don't act in movies made by others. Ah Sing, Miss Latham, Miss Scott. The camera's focused on them too. But none of us know where the story will go.
Something swirls in Leanne's chest.
You mean Miss Qixing's being manipulated? I've considered that possibility, but who's the one behind the camera? What do they want?
All I know is that if Ah Sing continues down this path, there will be no happy ending for her. I understand that she's trying to reach something she's always strived for, but whoever's orchestrating this won't let her get it. I've done that to her before, and it was a huge mistake. I won't let that happen again.
What are you going to do?
Nora smiles.
Since coming to Hollywood, there's one thing I found difficult to accept. The producers always stick to the script. They're obsessed with it. Changes are incredibly rare. But that's not how we do it in Hong Kong. The script's finished, and so what? Things will always come up during shooting. You have to be flexible if you want to make truly great art. If a moment of inspiration were to strike me and I weren't allowed to add it to the movie, then you may as well just kill me there.
Leanne takes a moment to understand all this.
You want to change the script?
Precisely. But we have a small issue.
Nora gestures to her leg resting on the wheelchair.
As you can see, I'm not exactly ready to jump to my feet and into the action. I'm better at working behind the camera than I am in front of it. So, I need a protagonist. One who's as eager as I am to change the script and find that perfect ending. Are you interested?
She reaches a hand out to Leanne.
It would be an honor.
And Leanne takes it in her own.
Attention please. Noir will be shooting a movie during the Showdown parade as planned. Let's go over the plan one more time. Group A will hide among the cast. Group B, cameramen. And Group C, you're in the crowd. Once Xixing appears, close in and arrest her as soon as possible. Got it. They're all set too. Good. Everyone, take your positions.
There she is.
All right, Noir. The time has come. This will be our final scene.
Uh-oh.
Huh? What's going on? That light's so bright.
Whoa. I'm feeling kinda dizzy.
Mummy, I'm scared.
That arcane fluctuation. It's from reunion of the Three Swallows. But how did she...
Your every desire is my command.
Field check complete. Move carefully.
Ah, they're swarming all over. Don't be afraid, child. Here, stand behind me. Stay calm, everyone. This is just a new parade performance.
Please lend me your power. Please stay behind me.
Please, allow me.
I can feel it. The source of these malevolent spirits is nearby. Wait, is that Ching Ying?
We've done a good job. Now, may I have a hand towel?
The lights on either side of the street blur, polluting the night sky, turning it into a swirling mess. As if everything in sight has been tossed into the painter's palette, and smeared and blended, all definition has been lost. All definition has been lost.
What's happening?
Is this part of the parade? How'd they do that?
Wait! What's this?
Stand back!
A young officer rushes forward, positioning herself between the unknown monster and the Chinatown residents.
Hello, hand down!
Easy.
Thank you. They teach you that in Hong Kong?
You're totally out of your league.
I was about to attack. What else was I supposed to do?
He swallows whatever smirky remark he was planned, instead looking around at the eerie figures shifting in the shadows.
They look like ghosts, but there's something different about them. So, little ghost hunter, can that machine of yours tell us what they are?
1 second, Uncle Zhao. Lily's working on it.
Under the bewildered gaze of the officer, the young ghost hunter human-headed Lily lets out a chilling, eerie laugh. AX's expression changes.
What? You mean there was a living man's soul?
Just got confirmation that this thing's covering the whole of Chinatown. Comms are down, and we can't seem to leave either.
Arcane humanoids spotted in all directions. Don't seem to be critters of the beyond. Must be some kind of arcane creation. They're everywhere and immune to regular bullets. Arcane skills and specialized bullets break them apart for a while, but then their bodies just morph back together. No casualties so far, but people are panicking. What do we do, Chief?
Welcome in, Raiders. Thank you for the raid, Teresa. How was your stream? Did you just do Arc Knight the whole time? So right now we're dealing with I guess as Annalise said, it was the souls. We're dealing with the souls that are affecting the Shenyang parade.
Sorry, not my type.
The specialist bullet successfully repels the shadowy being, but their supply is limited. Alden has to fall back, yelling into his chameleon command as he does so.
Everyone keep calm. Groups A and C, protecting the public is your top priority. These things seem to follow anything that moves. Lure them away. Miss Lee, Mr. Joe, gather as many civilians as you can and guide them to a safe place.
He expected the private investigator to fire back with his usual sarcasm, but to his surprise, his response is immediate and to the point.
No problem. They know us. I'm sure we'll be able to calm them down. I'll tell them they are special effects. They all know that a movie was being shot here. That should help. At least long enough to get them to safety. That means you guys are gonna have to figure this out yourselves. Show me what you've got. Arcane affairs.
We won't let you down.
He takes another brief breath, filling his body with renewed strength.
Group B, hold your positions. Target's probably trying to distract us with these monsters. What's your status? Report immediately.
This is Portier. Same thing's happening at the rear of the parade. Noir is fine, though.
Keep it that way. The rest of you keep your eyes peeled. The target could appear at any time. Camerahead, any idea what's going on?
Arcanum Containment Department employee is the person most likely to understand the current anomalies.
I think Chinatown's been sealed inside an arcane barrier created by the film. There's nothing in the records about this, but these arcane fluctuations are definitely from the film.
What about those ghost things? I don't remember the file saying it could spawn spirits out of thin air.
Well, I don't know. Reunion of the Three Swallows can play and record, that's for sure. But even if its power has been enhanced somehow, it probably wouldn't develop a completely unrelated ability.
You are right, because it's not unrelated.
Anan's voice crackles through the communication. Even though the usual carefree... Wait.
Remember the film's victims? Part of them was taken away by its record ability. What they lost was part of their spiritual energy and memories. They are Sawan Tapa, or Three Souls and Seven Spirits. These monsters are actually the Sawan Tapa of the victims.
They're the victim's spiritual energy? But how did the film do that?
The chilling appearance of the Phantom makes it difficult to connect them with what An has declared them to be.
I'm not sure, but Lily's never wrong. So, let's not try to eliminate these things. Or, the victims will never get their Sawan Tapak back.
Anan's voice, transmitted to the DAA communicator, reaches Alan's ears.
Essentially, she's holding everyone in Chinatown hostage. We certainly weren't expecting that.
Nian looks at the figure standing just a few meters ahead. The frightened crowd clings to their families and friends, frantic and scared. and those who are alone gathers with others near the dim glow of the shop front in search of any semblance of warmth and reassurance. They had no way of knowing that the one responsible for all this is standing just a few steps away.
I didn't want it to come to this. This was between me and Noir, but you just couldn't leave it alone, could you? So here we are. Sounds like you already know what this film reel is capable of. Good. Saves me the trouble of explaining it. Now, bring me Noir.
Alright, we did skip the ad thing, so it might be coming up soon, so we're going to do it in a minute, so let's finish this in a minute, and then we'll go take a BRB break. Truthful exchange. People just can't resist sharing their hearts with strangers. You know, I share so many of my stories with you. Why don't you tell me some of yours? Directors are always on the lookout for good materials. I'm curious about your past. You say you're a once-in-a-generation talent, the son who summoned Chuanli, the Zhangzhong beast that hasn't answered the Lian family in 300 years. That was all just a misunderstanding. Oh? The day I summoned Chuanli, I learned his name and glimpsed his memories. Centuries ago, Kun Yang was gravely injured during the last summoning and has been recovering ever since. That's why he hasn't answered the Lian family's call. I just happened to summon it when it was finally healed. My family thought Chen Yuan chose me, so they placed high expectations on me. But I'm no chosen one. I was just lucky. Does your family know about this? No. I never told them. I did not want to disappoint them. Okay. Alright, so completed. Alright, let's go. 19! False dilemma. Between what people see and what they judge. I wonder what kind of boss fight this is.
Target spotted. I repeat, target spotted.
Grand moments of the plainclothes officer words. The arriving police evacuate the crowd and seal off the streets. The officer forms an impenetrable barrier, trapping both the target and Lian inside. They stand in the face-off.
What's going on? Who are they?
The bystander erupts in a furious expectation. Deputy Chief Eldon steps in the containment zone.
Impressive, Night Piercer. This is a whole new level, even for you. Tell me, what did you pull to take control of that film reel?
I didn't pull anything, officer. It chose to fulfill my wish. That's all.
Without warning, a seriously sharp noise tears through her skull, sending waves of vertigo crashing over her. For several agonizing seconds, they can hear nothing but a distant groan of the officer and bystanders suffering alongside her. It's a fight to stay upright. When the assault of the senses finally subsides, the first thing she registers is the voice coming from the communicator.
Something bad's happening.
The urgency of the officer's voice set Lian's nerves on edge, but then her tone shifts.
Wait, maybe it's good. Those things, they stopped moving. They're not attacking anymore.
You kidding?
Lian and Eldon exchange a puzzled gaze. Lian and Eldon exchange a puzzled glance before scanning their surroundings. The shifting shadows has indeed stopped moving, and the reason is obvious. The worried gaze turned to their target. He's standing calmly in the middle of the streets, unfazed by the array of loaded firearms aimed directly at her.
I never wanted to get innocent people involved. As I said before, this is between me and Noir. Now, may I see my dear old friend? If you're worried about her safety, the little vigil can tag along.
Leanne and Eldon exchange a look.
It's too dangerous. We've already put Noir at considerable risk, but pushing her right into the hands of a criminal, I don't think so. We can't put a civilian in danger like that. Besides, why would Xing let you go with her? You're walking right into a trap.
Trap or not, I'm afraid we don't have much choice.
Her voice isn't loud, but in a high-tension standoff, a slow and measured cadence feels completely out of place. Fortier pushes Noir's wheelchair forward, placing her squarely in the spotlight.
Fortier, what are you doing? I told you to hold position.
Noir raises a hand, smiling as he cuts off Eldon's rising fury.
Please don't blame Officer Poitier, sir. I forced her to bring me here.
What? What the hell are you thinking?
It's time I put an end to all of this. No need to worry, officer. Our reliable vigil will keep me safe, isn't that right?
Yes, of course. I will ensure Miss Noah's safety, Chief. Leave it to me.
Eldon studies Leanne's face for a moment before shifting her gaze to Leanne.
Keep the target in check, Liang.
Keeping his eyes on the target, he leans in close to Leanne's ears and issues a low warning.
James and the others are working on how to break this barrier we're in. Camerahead and that ghost hunter are helping them. Stay calm. We want to resolve this peacefully if possible. Haven't forgotten what you learned in negotiation class, have you?
Of course not, sir. I got straight A's.
Fortier takes Leanne's other side and rests a firm hand on her shoulder.
Guard up, rookie, and straighten your back. I get why you want to wear this outfit, but you can get things done with or without it. Isn't that right, partner?
Right, ma'am. I won't fail.
Before pulling away, Fortier gives Leanne her usual rough pat on the back, but somehow it causes Leanne's stiffness to melt away. Taking a steady breath, she moves to Noir's side.
Let's go, Director. Time for the final scene.
Coming up by Leanne, Noir wheels into the distorted world before them. It's as if a surreal nightmare is unfolding before their eyes.
Look around you, Noir. Look at what we've done.
Zillian's gaze wanders over the bleeding lights and flickering shadows around her as she scrutinizes the cracks and distortion in the twisted realm unleashed by the cursed film reel. But her expression holds no trace of admiration.
This is what her film, the very last work of our dearest friend, looks like now. Tainted, twisted, and wicked. All this is proof of our guilt. The blood on our hands.
So, what are you going to do about it? Teresa's never coming back. She's dead.
Noir doesn't shy away from the word, though a note of sorrow lingers in her tone. She says it with a certain cold detachment.
And you, playing hero, punishing those you deem evil. Does that make you feel better? You kill me and then what? Kill yourself? That's how you'll atone for your failures. Forgive my bluntness, but how laughably naive you are.
Noir's voice has a Cherokee sharpness to it, but Leanne shows no sign of wavering under her scrutiny. Instead, she smiles.
Atone for my failures? You're way off. You're right about one thing, though. She is gone. The person who cared for me more than anyone in the world. Dead. When she gave me a shoulder to lean on, I pushed her away. I left her to die alone and in pain. How could I ever atone for that? how could I ever expect her to forgive me? How selfish of me to even ask for that.
The Ant furrows her brows in suspicion.
Then why can't you let it go? CO7 is the hero who brings the happy ending, no matter what she's faced with. What you are doing now is anything but that.
The hero who brings a happy ending, no matter what she's faced with. That's what I said in the behind-the-scenes interview of CO7 too. I'm surprised you even remember that.
After a brief pause, he smiles again.
But there'll be no happy ending for me. You probably heard that. After she died, I starred in a few movies with other directors. But they all went south. Not because they weren't commercially successful or popular, but because I couldn't shake that feeling of disgust. I'd never felt that playing CO7. The cameras, the boom mics, the spotlights, the sight of them made me want to throw up, scream, do anything to run away from it all. Eventually, I retired from acting. But that sense of disgust never left me. It haunted me wherever I went, whatever I did. I kept asking myself, why is this happening to me? Why can't I just act? Why? Day and night, I wrestled with these questions. Until one day, I found the answer.
Her gaze burns with intensity, and yet it carries a bone-chilling coldness. It is fixed firmly upon Noir.
It all began with a dire mistake. One that needs to be corrected.
Silver needles streak through the air in a sudden downpour.
Miss Noah, get back!
Okay. Let's see who I either. I think that's pretty good. Yeah, okay. I'll take her out this game. Let's see how we do.
I wasn't wrong about you after all. All our countless choices have led up to this moment. But not all of those choices were made willingly. No. Some of us had no choice but to fight over scraps in the dark corners of society. This time, though, it is my choice. My own will. And I'm fortunate to have you playing opposite me. I can see it in your eyes. You're not playing the role of a hero or an officer. You're yourself, and nothing less.
What about you? Is playing the role of a murderous villain really what you want?
The answer to that is yours to find out, little visual.
Which of these darlings shall we attend to first?
A skill frame.
Perfectly understood.
Please stay behind me.
Please, allow me.
Awaken. My responsibility. You won't get away.
Stay back, I say.
A word of warning. Don't leave your friends stranded. Their lives are in your hands.
Is that a firefly?
Please lend me your power.
Shall I, Master?
Loading. My responsibility.
Barrage.
Forward to punishing you.
强梁既出，亡有不为。
Sweet dreams.
Wait, what number is she on? Is it 1? Maybe I guess it's 1.
Please stay behind me.
Perfectly understood.
Charging.
You won't get away.
There's only one phase?
I've been waiting for this. Get the camera rolling now. At last I'll get the ending I always wanted.
Looks like there's no stopping you.
In that case, I'll make you stop.
Do have a little faith in me, Master. Flee, mortals!
Eliminate target.
Please stay behind me.
Loading.
Hey, bless, how's everything? Yeah, I want to see how the ending is.
You won't get away.
Why is she doing this? That's why I was checking.
Enough of this, Xixi.
What's her reason?
Stop this feudal resistance and face reality. No matter how hard you try, you can't change the past.
No, little Vigil. This isn't my curtain call. Not yet.
Watch out, Liang!
And now to return to my long-term mission. Rest.
Do you know how many chapters are in this main event?
They must be getting power from this area we're in.
Are they shooting her?
I hate you, Nor. You were born with a silver spoon and exceptional talent. You took everything for granted. You looked down on everyone else. I've always hated you.
Miss Noah, hold on!
That was close.
Miss Xixi, is this really what you want to do? Are you really going to kill Miss Noah? You have to stop! This is completely meaningless!
Meaningless? No. This is exactly what needs to happen. Every story must have an ending after all. The past has held me prisoner for far too long. I need an ending, a conclusion, so I can finally leave it behind me. Only then can I reach my perfect grand finale. Qiangliang, impossible. You didn't chant the incantation.
This time, I won't hesitate. You're my inspiration, Miss Qixin. Like the countless kids who were once lost. I found myself in CO7, and that's exactly why I have to stop you. 强梁既出，王有不为，斩杀兄舅，小节不详。
To be continued. What happened to her? Inside the film, a newly born conscience formed from fragments within the chaotic sea of thoughts. Within the film reel, a newborn conscience. Reel 1, Scene 24, Shot 9, Take 3, Writer, Hijuriju. Scene description: an old house contested with sworn swisters is reduced to ruins in a fire. Covered in ashes, the three lies amidst the rubble, drinking beers brought from a convenience store, and gazing out at the sunrise. I must finish this film. The film must be finished. Only then can I be whole. Added scene: an old woman drops her cane, crying tears of joy. I'm cured! My family won't need to spend money anymore. A classic technique, blending social issues with sentimentally. Added scene: and May kneels, crying out, I'll kill that con artist. I'll avenge my mom. A perfect emotional outburst of the film's midpoint. Added scene: a woman paced in her room after watching the film teaser. She mutters, this isn't your usual work. The real one has absorbed your hatred. It reeks of malice. It's not like the others. I believe sinners must be punished. This time, I assure your film has a perfect ending. Purging sin with death. That's perfect. Just right for the finale. Until the light fades, the final spark in their eyes fading slowly. A brilliant flash splits the darkened sky into two, and a thunderous roar scatters the shadows. All fear and unease are forgotten in an instant. Every head turns to the place where the lightning struck to see the classic beast standing in solemn majesty. The crowd falls silent. Then a single young voice cries out,
Mommy, look! It's Qiangliang!
The child raises a lantern excitedly.
It's just like the painting on my lantern!
The paper-crafted beast bears little resemblance to the mighty guardian, towering in the distance. Yet something in the stern, round eye face carries something of his righteous spirit. As the crowd shifts their gaze between the small paper lantern and the guardian, their voice finally returns.
You're right! It's the legendary Showdown beast! Look! It has the tail of a snake and the head of a tiger! Just like the illustrations!
Has the legendary Qiangliang come to save us? Does that mean that girl is this Zhangzi?
What are you two yapping about? 显道 beast? 正直? Those are just fairy tales. Didn't Mr. Zhou say this was all part of a film shoot?
That's right. I told you this was all for a movie. Why don't you guys believe me?
Oh, come on! You're always full of hot air. That said, there's no way this is real. It must just be some fancy special effects. So, I'll believe you this once.
Wait, so all those things were fake? I almost freaked out when those ghosts came out. Their costumes and makeup were so real looking. Man, am I glad I came to Chinatown. This parade's been insane. I gotta take more photos.
The fear that once filled their hearts gradually fades. Those who understand the truth exchange knowing smile.
Wow, that's Changliang, huh? Looks totally awesome. I heard that a descendant of the 12th Zhenzi joined the Features Bureau, but this is the first time I've ever seen Changliang in action.
Oh, looks like they got that actor lady under control. Now all we need to do is grab that cursed film reel and break the barrier. And the victims will be sane again. It'll be happily ever after for everyone.
She jinxed it! Before she can finish speaking, her optimistic prediction is ruthlessly overturned.
What, boy? This again?
What's going on? Didn't they finish the job?
And an only even greater than the last crash downs upon them. Startled cries raised from the crowd.
Look! iPhone! Something's wrong with it!
Something is very wrong indeed. What was assumed to be a mere optical distortion now started to seep into tangible reality. It is undoubtedly interfering with the physical world.
Is that archway melting?
It kinda looks like a burning piece of film.
They look at each other, finding the same alarm in each other's faces.
Wait, the barrier was created by that spooky film reel, right? Then, this mean is...
It's falling apart. We need to get out of here.
Get everyone away from the edges of the barrier. The further they are from those twisting buildings, the better.
Understood. But what the hell is going on? I thought you had the target locked down.
We do, but clearly this isn't over yet. Miss Latham, anything you can do?
Yes, sir, but I'll need a few of your men. I can use the containment incantation they taught me at work, but I don't think it'll hold for long.
Just do your best. In the meantime, we'll eliminate the problem at the source.
Ellen's furry gaze lands on Xinying.
All right, Qixing. Whatever you're doing with the reel, stop it now! Or I'll make you stop it!
I'm not doing anything.
She stands, her hat's a few feet away. Her body slumped against the wall behind her, and she barely managed to stand upright. She forced a cricket grin.
It's the film reel. It's reached its limit.
From her coat, she pulls out the object responsible for all this chaos. At the end, not once held the film reel herself, she might have not recognized it all at all.
The reunion of the three swallows. What's happening to it? Wait, there's something else here.
No doubt about it. Evil spirits. An insane number of them.
Anna shoves through the crowd, rushing to Chini's side. With just one glance at the film reel, her face goes pale. Upon hearing Anna's words, Leanne's expression darkens.
So you think so too? We had a similar encounter at the City Hall not long ago. Mr. Wang must have lost some of his spiritual energy to the film reel, leaving his body open to wandering evil spirits. Since then, I've suspected that...
Uneasy speculator lodged into their throat, but Anna's voice is for her.
Of course! I should have realized earlier!
Ghost hunting lets out a long, frustrated sigh, then furrows her brow in thought, her expression growing increasingly grim.
Obviously, evil spirits would be attracted to the film reel. It's like leaving a pot of honey in front of a wasp's nest. A living soul is a wandering spirit's favorite meal. So with the number of souls scattered in the film reel, it's like a total feast. All that evil spiritual energy must have the film reel bursting at the seams.
Anna scans her surrounding, alarmed in her eyes. The collapse is approaching fast, as if reality itself has about to be swallowed whole. Yet neither Dunphy nor Anna can see a single wandering or evil spirit. A sudden resistance strikes Lian. Her gaze snaps to Qingying. But upon seeing her, her eyes widen in shock.
Miss Qixing, your hand!
I must admit.
Deep, jagged cracks had spread across the entire film reel and climbed up Sunyan's hands and arms like a sinister vein.
The film reel isn't the only thing at its limit. I can't hold on much longer.
The vessel containing Qinglian's straps around Lian's waist starts to struggle. To Kunlian, the mental energy emanating from Qinglian must be eradicated.
What does that mean?
A thought flashed through Lian's mind.
Could it be that the film reel has been out of control since the beginning?
That depends on how you define the beginning.
Even though Qinglian avoided entering, Lian knows she's right. Scattered pieces of the puzzle find their place, and finally, the picture begins to form a whole.
Since the moment Miss Latham played the cursed film, people have started to suffer from mental disorders. But if you think about it, the sequence of events doesn't make sense. There were only 5 victims of the film incident in Hong Kong 8 years ago. But this time, the number of victims was growing rapidly. That was until you got involved, Miss Qixing. Ever since you took possession of the film reel, only a small number of specific people have been targeted. We thought you were exploiting the reel's power to carry out your vigilantism, but in truth, you were trying to control the reel by limiting its victims to those you deemed as villains.
Though disbelief can still color her voice, the words are not a question. Alden and others stares, caught between shock and suspicion, as he turned towards the woman they assumed was the true culprit.
Is that true?
You flatter me, little Vigil. I simply didn't want her legacy to become a tool of evil. That was never her intention.
So that's why you did all this? You wanted us all at the parade because you were losing control of the reel? But isn't your goal to kill Miss Noah? Was that also a setup? If the film reel wasn't part of your plan, then what was?
A conclusion she herself once started resurfaced in her mind, and he realized she made a critical error.
Miss Qixing still can't accept the way Miss Noah ended Detective CO73. That's her motive. The ending consists of 2 major elements, the Shehua parade and the villain who should have been punished. She now sees Noah as that villain.
Noah isn't the villain, is she? In your perfect grand finale, the villain you intend to kill at the parade is none other than yourself.
It's a good ending for everyone. The big bad finally gets her comeuppance. And who better fits the role than me?
This is the grand finale you want to have? But why does it have to end like this?
Because this is the way it has to be. When a drop of ink falls onto paper, no matter how hard you wipe, it can never be spotless again. People say that every saint has a past, and every sinner has a future. What garbage. Some mistakes can never be forgiven.
What happened to He Rijun was an accident. You shouldn't blame yourself for her death. It wasn't your fault.
But it was my fault. It was my stubbornness, my selfishness, that pushed my dear friend, who really, truly cared for me, toward the cliff. How can someone like me carry the title of CO7? I don't deserve to stand in the spotlight ever again. Punishing those equally despicable pieces of scum made me feel better for a while, but it didn't last. That sickening feeling inside, that disgust in myself, it wouldn't stop. I looked everywhere for a way to heal it. But then I realized that the biggest piece of scum was me.
Xiangling looks up at the sky and lets out a long breath. For the first time, her expression softens as she finally releases a burden, and within her eyes, something new flickers. Hope.
The answer was so simple. I can hardly believe it took me so long to see it. And now, it's time to put an end to this nauseating nightmare.
Lian cannot understand it.
No, you're being too harsh on yourself. He-Jun doesn't blame you. I'm certain of it.
Quit it, Vigil. Look around you. Can you still claim that I'm not to blame?
Well, I can. And let me tell you, Teresa was much stronger than you say she was.
Lian turns to Potier, helping Nora back to her wheelchair.
Yes, Teresa would cry often, but that made her no less determined of an artist. And before long she'd be at my door saying, I made some edits. Take a look. You know that's what she was like. Do you seriously think she gave up dreams, her life, just because of a few harsh words? No, I could never have a coward like that as a partner.
Nora's face is twisted in a fury Lian has never seen before. It sets a fire in the woman's beneath her glare, making her frown in turn.
Whatever you say. Director or not, you can't tell me what to do anymore. I will have this ending. Come on, officers. Finish the job. I'd do it myself if I had the strength.
Her voice is unwavering.
I've learned a lot these past years. If you want to save this city, you'll have to kill me. Those spirits will disappear, and everything will be back to normal. A perfect grand finale, isn't it? So what are you waiting for?
So it's come to this, has it?
Alan squares under his breath as he reaches for the gun at his waist. Xiangling watches on, seemingly pleased.
Wait, sir!
Lightning shoots through Lian's body. Her feet, once nailed to the ground, suddenly feels weightless. She steps forward.
There's no guarantee that things will play out like Miss Qixing said. Please, let me try something. After all, exorcism is my and Qiangliang's specialty.
Wait, what are you?
Before either Ellen or Ingo can react, the film reel is already in Lian's grasp.
Liang!
You out of your mind or something?
Yes, there are a huge number of evil entities bound within it. And this is probably the most formidable opponent Qiangliang and I have ever faced. But I must confront this challenge. Not to protect the honor of my family or to mimic CO7 either. But because I want to. Because it's right. Every story has an ending. And I must act to create the best one for everyone. Sorry. I don't have any flower words or clever arguments. But if you're willing to help me... Please, Xiangliang, heed my call. This isn't good. Is this the best I get? Xiangliang?
幸有大贤方相使，受天子之托，向12摄提神请愿，得巫武之礼，降服恶兽，收为己用，更名为显道兽。然而，显道兽一时能庇护的范围终究有限，一时人间仍有诸多邪祟诡异肆虐，非人力所能敌。但那时的百姓们却从未放弃过抵抗。 因为他们知道，只要心怀希望与斗志，到最后一刻，显道兽必将现身，逐除恶鬼，还人间一片太平。
Xiangliang, no!
To be continued. Wonder if Chen is good or not. Is he, I know it's a summon, but I wonder how long it's going to take him to recover, if he is able to recover. 21. Rescreen. But you always love the story, for it remains there, unchanged. I wonder what's going to happen to Ah Cheng. The storm cloud gradually disperses, and sunlight streams into the ward. In the corner, the television broadcasts a new report.
Last night, the Chinatown Shuhu Parade drew hundreds, as tourists and locals gathered for the Eastern spectacle. These photos, shared by an enthusiastic tourist, show the enormous holographic images that were created on site, using arcane skills to present a stunning performance of the Chinese folktale Zhang Liang's exorcism. The event has been deemed a well-organized success, with many promising to attend again next year. Locals have expressed their thanks. One spokesperson said, "It's been wonderful to share our culture with people from all around the world. Chinatown is always ready to welcome new friends from both near and far." In other news, the arcane vigilante Night Piercer, who has perpetrated dozens of attacks across the city, has been apprehended by the DAA. Night Piercer was revealed to be Qi Xing, a former Hong Kong movie star. Some members of the public have expressed continued support for the vigilante due to the questionable backgrounds of her victims. Deputy Chief Eldon of the Division of Arcane Affairs gave his response.
Vigilante justice is incredibly dangerous to our society. No individual has the right to bypass the law and enact their judgment on others. Taking the law into your own hands will only lead to chaos, violence, and potential harm to innocent people. We urge the citizens of Los Angeles to place their trust in us as we continue to dedicate ourselves to maintaining a safer society for everyone. If you share our passion for justice, we encourage all citizens to direct their assistance and feedback to the Division of Arcane Affairs.
The LAPD has just announced a plan to add a number of positions for Arcane Affairs officers in the coming year to address the DAA's staffing shortage. The St. Pavlov Foundation's Vigils Bureau training program is also set to begin in the coming months. To apply, please dial...
What's the number? Hearing this news, the woman hops up joyfully and turns to the man sitting up in bed.
Hey, they're hiring Arcane Affairs officers. Hasn't it always been your dream to don the uniform? Looks like they accept all the applicants too. Why don't you give it a shot when you are better?
Knock it off. I've been a greengrocer for 20 years. There's no way I could be a cop. Right?
He waves off his wife, but as he does so, he turns to the man beside him with a nervous look on his face, expecting the idea to get shot down. But the reaction is unexpected.
What are you staring at me for? If you want to do it, just do it. I'm sure the neighborhood will be glad to see you wearing the badge. Besides, I spent some time with the officers at the parade. I'm sure that you will be just as capable as them. You're gonna have to toughen up a little, though.
Leanne, who has been watching the exchange, smiles.
Mr. Wan, you're strong, healthy, and have a natural talent for arcane skills. With a little training, I'm sure you'll become an outstanding officer. There's a lot that goes into being an officer, but I believe what matters most is the heart to pursue justice and the courage to protect others. The doctor said you can be discharged soon. You should seriously consider applying for the position.
Well, in that case, I'll think about it.
Thank you so much, young lady. I heard you were the one who got rid of the curse and saved everyone. You are our hero.
She clasps Leanne's hands tightly in a warm grip. This time, her hands is steadily Leanne's return to
You're
shake
too
Jake.
kind, madam. I was only doing my job. And I didn't do it alone. It was a combined effort.
Well, that's that. No more cursed film crazies. Almost all the victims have recovered. Most of them have already been discharged, too. Just a few poor saps who got hit hard are still around. But they should be out of here before long. Same goes for the victims in the parade. They've all regained their what's it called again?
Anna gives a helpless sigh.
It's 三魂七魄啊 madam. Just call it spiritual energy or something like that. I heard that those crooks who were taught by a thing or two by Qi has also recovered. Well, mentally lah. They are pretty physically messed up, so they will have to stay here for a while, I think.
So many victims and not a single death. That's a blessing.
Xing pulled her punches, apparently. I guess deep down she wasn't the deliverer of justice she claimed she was. Well, no use wondering about it. Years on this job will quickly show you that the madness in Arcanist blood always comes out in Arcanist criminals. Trying to understand them is a waste of time.
That may be the case, but I think that if we look at each other as individuals, we can come to understand one another eventually.
She takes out the brick-sized mobile phone she has carried with her since she was 6 years old. But now its screen remains dark. No matter how much Leanne tries to summon the spirit residing within, there is no response.
If we'll try our best.
Holding on to hope, Leanne tries a few different button combinations on the phone, Usually the screen will light up, but this time there's nothing.
Still nothing from Xiang Liang?
Lian lowers her gaze and shakes her head.
Well, what did you expect? That huge spooky spookters was a nasty opponent on its own. Not to mention all the ghosts that were attracted by that film reel. It was creepy lah. All those ghosts in one place. It was more crowded than the 大排檔. I mean, the Chinatown food store on a Saturday night. What's worse, those specters drowned the someone part of innocent people. If that hadn't happened, then Qiang Liang wouldn't have had to say.
Anne cuts herself off. It would be too cruel to say these words in front of Lian.
Qiang Liang was lost because of my incompetence. I don't know how I'll be able to face my family now. And there's something else that's bothering me. When Qiang Liang pulled in the evil spirits, I thought I was going to die with it. But it looked at me and pushed me aside. It bore everything, all alone. Why did it go to such lengths to help me? Because I'm its Junzi. The way it looked at me, I think it wanted to tell me something. But I didn't understand what. Qiang Liang had been by my side since I was 6. But I always saw it as a heavy burden or a double-edged sword. I never saw it as an independent individual or as a friend. I never tried to truly understand it. And now, I've probably lost the opportunity to ever understand it.
Lian sighs and falls silent. The other two exchange a glance and simultaneously pass her on the shoulder.
Come on, enough with the long face. Maybe Qiang Liang will respond to you one day lah. You never know. And I'm here if you ever need my professional ghost-busting service. Exclusive discount just for you,
Agreed. Isn't it a literal legendary beast that's existed for ages? No way it bit the dust just like that. I bet it's recharging in its lair or something. Then it'll come back when it's full of juice again.
I hope so.
She knows these are just comforting words, but their concern for her gives her the strength to move forward, nevertheless.
Oh, Portier! There you are! And the ghost-busting girl in Liang! Great!
A familiar figure waves from the end of the hallway as she hurries over. Noticing Lian's slightly surprised expression, she slows her step.
Oh, sorry. I mean Officer Liang. But if you don't mind...
Of course I don't. Just call me Liang.
Despite her swift response, Lian still feels a little surprised when she sees the officer extend her hand towards her.
Oh, where are my manners? Name's Jenny Carter. Just Jenny's fine. Unlike your instructor, I don't try to hide my appreciation of people. I gotta say, you've done an awesome job. Folks in the department have all been talking about it. We're proud of you. Please tell me there's some way to postpone the end of your field training.
This is the second hand Lian has shaken today.
Thank you. That's very kind. What brings you here?
Deputy Chief Eldon, of course. Who else? Foundation staff have arrived. They're gonna take over Qi Xing's interrogation and everything. They're gonna take the film reel back to their headquarters, too.
What? I thought that
But
blew
your
up.
request has been approved. We can watch Reunion of the Three Swallows before they take it away.
For crying out loud, the DAA is in a movie theater. Where'd all these people come from?
Adam scans the group before him.
My apologies, sir. I invited them. This may be the only chance for Teresa's last work to be shown to the public. I want as many people to see it as possible. Every filmmaker wants their work to be shown to the world. I appreciate your understanding.
Before Ellen can respond, an cuts in.
Come on, sir. It's no big deal. Everyone here knows what really happened. We just want to know what the film's about.
Yeah, didn't you see something on TV about assistance and feedback? You'd be going back on your word if you ignored us now.
Hey, don't you go talking circles around me again.
Even in the harmless scene, the two men can't help but bicker. Portier rolls her eyes. Luckily, the two are quickly interrupted by a woman in a Foundation uniform.
No need to worry, Deputy Chief Alden. After thorough examination, we've determined that the film reel no longer possesses the ability to twist reality. It was our negligence that allowed the film to be taken in the first place. So, as Mr. Zhou said, the people deserve to know the truth. Besides, every viewer is required to sign this confidentiality agreement before entering the screening room. All right, everyone, please hurry. The movie starts in 15 minutes.
Oh, I'm pumped! No way I'm missing this! Give me a pen!
Annalie heads over to the desk, and a DEA officer and Chinatown private detective follow suit. Leanne and Nora, on the other hand, hangs back. They already signed the confidential agreement. After all, they are the ones who drafted it.
You have my thanks, Vigil. If it weren't for you, I doubt Ah Sing and I would have had this chance to watch our good friend's swan song. I also have to thank you for helping me stop Ah Sing and for helping me keep my promise.
Your promise?
Nora pats her hands on her thigh.
Yes, I swore on these two legs. In the past, all I cared about was making the best film. I saw everyone, even my actors and writers, as tools to reach that goal. But I was wrong. There's no such thing as a best film, only a better film. And to make a better film, I need a team around me. What matters most is the people who make the film, not the film itself.
She turns her head and looks towards the bolted door at the other end of the room.
But as long as we're living, there's still a future. Maybe I should hire a good lawyer for Ah Sing. They can probably secure a shorter sentence. When she's free again, both physically and mentally, perhaps we can make a movie together, just like old times.
Leanne is momentarily stunned.
Are you sure? With all due respect, Miss Noah, that will probably be a very long time from now.
So, even if we're old ladies by then, as long as we can still move, I'm certain we can make movies. Speaking of which, you'd make an excellent addition to my crew, Miss Liang. Don't hesitate to contact me if you reconsider your career choice.
You're very generous, Miss Noah. But I think I'll stick to being a fan for the time being. I look forward to seeing what you do next.
You won't be disappointed. By the way, have you seen Miss Latham lately? I tried to invite her, but she didn't pick up the phone. She must have left it in her room again.
Actually, I ran into her at the hospital earlier. Miss Scott just regained consciousness. She wanted to visit her.
Nora smiles slightly, and a contented expression comes over her.
Miss Scott... Something tells me that there's still an unsolved mystery there.
You mean a truth hidden behind all these incidents?
Yes. Like a chessboard, we're the pawns placed on the front line. Somehow, we've managed to fight our way out, escaping our planned doom. But who is the player who placed us there? They are still a mystery, watching us from the shadows. I don't like this feeling.
I'll keep an eye on the matter. I already made a detailed report to my superiors. If there's anything else going on, I'm sure the vigils will put a stop to it.
I suppose we'll have to wait and see.
Nora's expression does not ease. It seems the title of Vigil Burrow doesn't bring her much confidence. Before Leanne can acquire further, Portier calls her.
Hey, you two! Get your asses in the screening room! We're all waiting for you!
On our way!
Nothing's more important than a movie that's about to start. Let's go, Vigil.
They exchange a smile and enter the makeshift theater together. The credits. Alright, stage 22. Anonymous visitor. A boutique left by the comforter, withering away. So who's the visitor? It's different from the other other chapters, I mean. Matilda?
Scott's ward. Scott's ward. Did I take a wrong turn? Oh, excuse me, Doctor. Could you tell me where Constance Scott's ward is? I'm kinda lost.
You're in the wrong area. You need to go straight forward this way, take a left at a corner, and a right at the next.
Forward, left, then right. Okay, I'll remember it now. Thanks for the help.
Sure.
Loggerhead makes her way down the hallway, wondering the direction to herself as she goes. But then she stops and turns back in confusion. Did she meet the doctor again?
Why do I feel like I talked to that doctor a few days ago? Must just be my bad memory. The lady last time was more friendly.
She tilts her head before quickly deciding to let it go.
Wait, which way did she say again?
Sorry, Doctor. It isn't time for the routine checkup yet.
You're right. But yesterday's medical report showed some concerning fluctuations in the patient's data. It's probably nothing serious, but we should conduct a clinical check on the patient, just in case.
Please wait a moment. Let me verify this with your superior.
Of course, officer. You can never be too cautious, especially when the patient's involved in a sensitive case.
Yeah. Thanks for your...
Oh, she's, Who is she? The patient inside the ward hears the conversation outside the door come to an abrupt halt. She sits with her hands cuffed to the railing, turning her head away from the window and towards the closed door before her.
What's wrong?
There is no response from the other side. Several seconds later, the doorknob turns. Standing in the doorway is a doctor. She looks vaguely familiar.
Good afternoon, Miss Scott. How are you feeling today?
Before the doors close again, Scott catches a glimpse of the Arcane Affairs officer standing straight ahead. He doesn't so much as glance in her direction. Something is wrong. Scott shoots up straight.
Who are you?
Someone brought you these flowers.
Flowers?
Only then she noticed that the doctor is holding a glass vase filled with pure white flowers, fresh and delicate.
No. Something's not right. I heard what you said to the officer. How are you supposed to do a medical check with a flower vase?
Scott vaguely hears her own voice being swallowed, but somehow she doesn't care. All the attention is locked on the vase. Not the flowers, but the vase itself. At first glance, it looks like any other glass item, but now it's under the sunlight. It's shimmering like crystal, reflecting dreamlike colors around the ward.
Is this crystal?
A barrier blocking off her memory suddenly bursts.
It's you, madam. You said you wouldn't contact me unless something bad happened. Is there something wrong with the object you bought?
No, it is perfect. You have been of superb help.
It was my honor to serve you, madam. And I must say, you have incredible foresight. The vigils caught me, but they couldn't get any useful information because I can't remember any.
But you still seem to be in a rather precarious situation.
Yes.
Whose voice does it sound like?
You needn't worry. I can handle this myself.
That is good to hear.
The other end of the communication incantation fell silent, and not for the light still reflecting from the vase. She might have thought the other party already hung up.
By the way, I met Matilda not long ago. She was worried about you. Have you not contacted her?
That is not necessary.
Was it the mom?
Were she more perceptive, she would have already discovered me herself. She will find me when she's ready.
The voice on the other side shows little interest in the topic. Scott smirks to herself but struggles to find another excuse to prolong the conversation. But if her moment has already passed. Wait, so is it Matilda's mom? Or somebody else? The color twists and her consciousness begins to spiral.
What was I doing again?
I am contacting you to express my gratitude. Merci beaucoup, Miss Scott. And please believe me, you are far more gifted than you think.
The woman's voice rings out from a particular distorted and colorful spot in the room. It is elegant, dentine, and strangely familiar.
Who are you?
The voice does not answer.
However, those black dogs have a keener sense of smell than I thought. I am afraid our relationship has come to an end. Adieu, Miss Scott.
Huh? Wait.
A bullet shatters the vase, shattering the dream and crashing her back to reality. At some point, the door was silently opened. A pair of black leather boots steps over the shard of broken vase and comes to a stop at Scott's bedside.
Huh, they run fast, that's for sure. Looks like this fish is bigger than we thought. Have you figured out what happened to the two officers?
The woman turns to her cadet. A man also dressed in the same black uniform is dragging the unconscious body of the doctor who visited earlier, besides that of the MDD officer who has kept guard outside.
They're under some kind of hypnosis. Caster's no amateur either. Arcane fluctuations are impossible to trace.
Not bad. Not bad at all.
She crushes down to pick up the shard of glass. As she examines it, her mouth curls into a smile.
Not bad. This is really bad. We already knew Scott was the culprit, but you just had to use her as bait to reel in the fish hiding in the darkness. Now all we have is Scott with no memories of what happened, and a stone-cold trail. Truly genius. And I still don't get why you're keeping all this from Liang. She's your cadet, and right here in the city. We should have had her join the investigation. I can't wait to see her face when she finds out what's been going on. And I'm not defending you this time either.
Faced with her cadet's accusation, the woman feigns innocence.
Defending me? There's nothing to defend. If we told her about our plan, she would have started acting differently and spooked our fish. Besides, the whole point of her field training program in the LAPD was to see if she could handle things on her own. And she's proven that she can. The Division of Arcane Affairs seems to adore her, so I'm sure the Deputy Chief will give her an excellent write-up. Everything's turned out great, hasn't it? See how considerate I am. How I always do things in my cadet's best interests. How could you make me out to be such a heartless, irresponsible monster?
She exaggerates the sorrowful expression, only makes her cadet roll her eyes in his eyes.
Don't give me that look. Anyway, I think I've got an idea as to what's going on.
Really?
The woman drops her axe and smiles knowingly.
Our big fish got away, yes, but just confirming that a fish this big exists has already made this worth our time. Now, back to the stolen arcane items. There are 5 in total, including the cursed film reel and the wind-up toy that the timekeeper shattered. Tell me, Bob, does our fish need all 5 arcane items?
It's Alan, not Bob. How many times do I have to tell you? And to answer your question, no. I don't think so. The wind-up toy has already been destroyed, and the film reel's been recovered by a fellow cadet. These items did cause a few problems, but I don't see any common thread between the incidents they caused.
Correct, Brian. Those 2 items were probably just decoys to divert our attention.
Again, it's Alan.
Ignoring her cadet's correction, she goes on.
夫藏木于林，人皆视而不见. Of the 5 objects, they probably only need 1.
So what are the 3 other objects?
Take a guess, Buck. Which one do they need?
It's Alan. A-L-A-N. There isn't even a single B in it.
The cadet sighs, half in reluction, half in realization.
Well, out of the 3, which one is... Wait, could it be?
Bingo.
From the way her cadet's face darkened, he can tell he has found the answer.
Does that mean the legend's real? It can really be used in that ritual?
It would seem so.
So, it's Manus Vindicte again.
He speaks the name, his expression grim.
They must have planted a mole somewhere among the Foundation's elites. Someone with clearance to the Arcanum Containment Department.
It seems our fish doesn't wear the black robe.
The woman taps her chin. This response makes the cadet eyes widen in disbelief.
Huh? So you're saying there's someone behind all this who wants to perform that ritual, and somehow has the means to steal from the Foundation? There's just no way.
The stolen items would probably go to the Manus eventually. But I have a hunch that our wily fish isn't totally on their side. Manus Vindictae obviously considered the succubus a valuable asset before she got away, right? So if our fish was a die-hard loyalist, they would have delivered the wind-up toy to their master straightway, rather than letting it be passed around all over the place. While our fish is in collusion with Manus Vindictae, they are swimming in murky waters. They may be pursuing their own agenda.
He curves her lips in a smile and flicks a shard of glass from between her fingers.
Things are starting to get interesting, aren't they? Like I said earlier, not bad at all.
With that, the two figures in black vanish out the door. That's all? Alright, so that's the end